Hello and welcome to the IPF World Classic Powerlifting Championships, presented by Aleco and SBD, live from Sun City, South Africa. Welcome to Prime Time. We have the 76 kilo A group, the 83 kilo A group. I'm Joe Whiteley and I'm here with Ryan Lapadan.
I look at this place is a buzzing. I'm on the edge of my seat. Jessica Bittner, the defending 76 kilo world champion, has her work cut out for her tonight because the equipped world champion from Poland, Agata, has now entered the classic division and has eyes on their throne. Their totals are so close, but wait. The GOAT herself returns to action and has decided to move up to the 76 kilo class. Kimberly Wolford returns to the platform. This one is too close to call. We posted many polls. It is split 50-50 on people's predictions. I am of the same mind. I don't know how this is going to go.
Well, as you say, it's way too close to call. We have a list of some of the biggest names in powerlifting: Wolford, Bittner, Vilma Olsen, Susanna Argyle, Sophia Ellis, Joyce Reboten and Dana McNeil. So here comes Sophia Ellis, 157.5 on the bar for her opening squat. Sophia took the highest ever deadlift in British powerlifting history at the British Women's earlier this year, which is pretty impressive in the 76s.
Yeah, the supporting cast in this 76 kilo class, absolutely phenomenal. Sophia Ellis, the biggest deadlifter Britain had. You got Vilma Olsen, junior world champion.
That's a great opener for Sophia Ellis.
Three white lights, good lift for Sophia. 177.5 on the bar.
And these ladies are veterans of the world championships. All of them except for Dana McNeil, the American, but she has posted up some very big totals in her day. I've seen a total that was 550, which is a very competitive total for this class.
Now, I've just noticed that Agata Chitko actually put her opener down. She's gone down to 187.5. And I can see that Jess Bittner has made a change, but I don't remember what she originally posted. So I'm not sure if she's gone up or down.
I'm not too surprised. Agata had a rather big openers registered previously, and it's not about where you open, it's where you finish.
So here we have Dana McNeil, 177.5. She's done 195 in the past. So I'm not too familiar with Dana. As you say, I haven't seen her on the international platform before.
Representing US, she's in the military, currently stationed in Japan.
So she's been asked to re-rack the bar. Now this is why you shouldn't have too long a setup, because if you are asked to re-rack the bar, she needs to lock her knees. There we go.
I believe she's coached by the legendary Mike T.
He's in the wings right now.
Three white lights, good lift for McNeil.
That's pretty easy.
Susanna Argyle, Great Britain.
Next out we have Susanna Argyle from the UK. She's opening with 185, ex-rugby player.
Bar is loaded, 185 kilos, Argyle, Great Britain.
little bit of hesitation at the bottom, I thought.
Yeah.
Made it a bit harder for herself.
Good lift.
See on the replay here if it's just a loss of tension. She can get a little tighter for a second. Yep, that's good. Doesn't look as bad on the replay, actually.
No, it doesn't. But I think you're right. I think she just got a little bit out of position.
Bar is loaded.
So hard not to be nervous in this sort of field. And here comes the Polish powerhouse, Agata Szczytko. 187.5 on the bar. She originally posted 190, gone down 2.5.
The reigning world champion in equipped would love to grab the classic title as well. Wouldn't that be something at only 20?
Nice.
And that's picture perfect.
That's a great squat for Agata. Game on. She's going out to the World Games in about, I think, less than 4 weeks. But she seems to compete about every 2 weeks.
The titles that young lady might gather at only 20, her resume by the end of the year.
Speaking of a resume, here is Kimberly Walford.
Yeah, they come no better resume than Kimberly
You seen her
Walford.
before? I think she's been around.
You know what? Her name gets talked in hushed tones.
She's going to open her squat at 187.5.
The amount of world titles, world records, a living legend.
Now, I was glad to see that in Halmstad, she was everywhere. Before she lifted, she coached, she refereed, and I think she gave too much of herself before she lifted. I was glad to see she's not done that this year. Two to one, it's a good lift. She's on the board with 187.5.
The same lever she has that makes her one of the greatest deadlifters we've ever seen. Somewhat work against her. You know, she's got very long femurs, so all her squats look a little laborious, but for her, that's a pretty good opener, and she's got room to go.
Yeah, she has to sit back so far with those long femurs. Vilma Olsen, Sweden, opening with a massive 200 kilos.
Former junior world champion. And I believe she won in 2021.
Yeah, she won. She's the junior world champion. She's the European,
current.
Yep, junior champion. 23 now. I think I'm not sure whether she's moved up to the Open this year or she's still a junior. But this is a big squat.
No
Slow
issue.
and steady.
Good lift. We right now to Olsen. 200 on the bar. The Joyce Rebaton, Philippines.
Now, I'm just looking at the world record. I can't believe how close to it we are already on openers. The record is 210.5, which is Jess Bittner from Halmstad last year.
Yeah, I mean, Jess herself, what she put up at the Canadian Nationals just 4 weeks ago, 577.5 total, and that was not max lifting for her. It was a tune-up. I don't know where we're going to end up. I asked Agata, and she said, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up 600 range.
Wow. So here is Joyce Roboton from the Philippines. She is the top lifter in the Philippines. She's not getting the start command. She needs to be upright. There we go. Not super easy, but a nice squat nonetheless.
Yeah, I think it wasn't entirely even on her back, and maybe she gets correct that. Let's take a look here. You won't be able to tell from this angle, but it's a little hesitation when she's setting up, so an easily correctable error likely.
Now here we go with Jess Bittner, incoming world champion. I believe you're somewhat invested here.
Yeah, she's Canadian.
She's opening on 205, only 5.5 kilos below her own world record.
Two-time junior world champion, defending open world champion, and today she's got her work cut out for her. But this is Jessica Bittner.
I think she's more under pressure here than she's ever been.
Nice.
But look at that.
Well, if we're wondering if she's on point, she's on point.
She is looking good.
And I think you're right, despite the fact that, in 2019, when she went against Kimberly Walford and she took a silver and Kimberly won, is a little different because Kimberly Walford was the greatest and carried the pressure. This time, Jessica is the returning world champion. Jessica is the one everybody's coming at. It likely is the most pressure cooker situation of her career.
So we have the standings on the screen at the minute. It's worth reminding you that we had the B group lift earlier today, and Lucy Stefanikova, she took the European squat record with 207.5. Here's Sophia Ellis, UK, 167.5.
Oh, it's a bit of fight.
Tough. I think she got out of position there.
3 whites.
Good lift for Ellis.
She breathes a sigh of relief.
Dana McNeil, USA.
Yeah, the knees came in, and
As she starts to go up, she goes backwards. I think she lost her balance a little bit.
yeah, the weight definitely helicoptered on her a little bit. She might be able to correct that and still move up and successfully hit her third.
Bar is loaded.
So here's Dana McNeil for her
187.5
second. She's gone up to
USA.
187.5.
She's hit 195. This looks like it's an appropriate jump. 177.5 was pretty smooth and easy work for her. Oh, wow.
That was very smooth.
10 kilo barely slowed her down.
Good right lights, good lift for McNeil. 192.5 on the bar now.
I've just looked
Kimberly
up at the
Walford,
scoreboard. I've
US
seen that Jess
39.
Bittner's put 213.5 on for a second attempt.
She walked off the platform smiling. Sometimes that's, oof, that was heavy. Sometimes that's, oh, we're on today. Looks like we're on.
Bars loaded, 192.5 kilos. Walford, US.
So here
Virgin
is the
Islands.
GOAT, Kimberly Walford. It's the first time we've seen her in the 76s. So I'm excited to see what she can do at a heavier body weight. And she's got well into class as well. She's 74.9 here today.
That's encouraging. You know, even when she was a 72, oftentimes she'd weigh less than the limit.
192.5 on the bar. This matches her best. No, that didn't look deep enough.
It's going to be, I don't know what they'll say about the depth. We'll have to see. No.
It went parallel, it did not go to depth.
And that's the difficulty. When you got long femurs, you got to sit so far back. Sometimes it's hard for the lifter to even gauge.
Yeah. So that will set her back now. We have Agata Shitko, Poland, for
Bar is
195.
loaded, 195 kilos. Shitko, Poland.
I think this is a PB in the
It
classic.
is, yep, 2.5 kilo.
She's squatted 265 kilos equipped.
Thing with Agatha, I had talked to her previously, and she does 6 SBD days a week and routinely hits PRs. So to hit a PR in her second attempt, nothing crazy to see.
Nice. More left in the tank there too.
It was work, but it was honest work. She's got more before she hits her ceiling.
Great Britain.
Sinks in really well, leaves that in no doubt whatsoever.
Never gets pulled. You know, we've seen some people doing a little bit of helicoptering and whatnot. She does not get bullied by the weight. An excellent squatter.
Bars loaded, 195
Here's
kilos.
Susie Argyle.
Great Britain.
195 on the bar. Just took her a little while to get the start command. Now that looked like it was some effort. She got one red card for depth.
205 on the bar now. Vilma Olsen, Sweden.
I think this is the angle of the judge that gave her a depth call. Yeah, that was about borderline, about parallel from the side.
205 kilos, Olsen, Sweden. Shitko's coach to the secretary, please.
Here comes Vilma Olsen for 205.
Now, Olsen is definitely a podium threat. And if Agatha and Jess start going toe-to-toe and start missing, the color of that medal could change.
She has the junior world record in squat at 205.5. A little bit of work to bring it through the sticking point.
Rewind lights and a good lift for Olsen. 207.5 on the bar now. Joyce Reboton, Philippines. Bars loaded.
And next out we have Joyce Reboton from the Philippines.
Oh, hold on.
Not quite
Reset
yet.
the clock, please. Bar is loaded. Bar loaded. Reboton, Philippines, 207.5.
Gives her an
here we go.
opportunity to
Yeah.
rechalk her hands.
This is a big PB.
It is, and judging by her previous PV of 200.5, this is likely a record, whether it's a Philippines national record or possibly an Asian record.
She's definitely the top female lifter in the Philippines, but she's struggling with the weight a little bit, and she's very bent over. She didn't have to re-rack this time. She's great. Depth looked good, but the weight is
Well
just
caught,
too
Loaded,
heavy.
well caught. No lift for Reboton.
Now, was the 7.5 kilo jump overly ambitious, or can she make proper adjustments and possibly hit it?
Hard to say.
5 kilos. Jess Bittner for the
It didn't look,
World
she didn't seem to
Open
make any
Squat
obvious technical errors. It
record.
just
Jess
looks too
Bittner,
heavy.
Canada.
So here we go with Jess Bittner of Canada, 213.5 kilos on the bar. Ryan, I know you follow her training really closely. What's she done in training recently?
You know, she's hit this kind of weight in training. It's a different ball game altogether when you travel to the other side of the world, have to cut weight, and here you are at the World Championships. However, Jessica Bittner was at the 2016 World Championships. She's been at this level for half a decade or more. I think she's going to get it.
Well, I can't disagree, to be honest. She's a great squatter.
Depth is good.
Look
Oh,
at that.
whoa, just blew up.
He's on fire tonight.
213 kilo for a new world record. And that is a warning shot for Agatha Shitko. If you want my title, you're going to have to fight for it.
So, wow. What do you think she's going to go for next? She's going to want a chip, for sure.
She'll keep the chip, no question about that. I mean, how strong that looked. Another 5 kilo, I'd be comfortable.
Sure. So, well, we'll keep our eye on the board. We'll wait for that to go in. So those are the squat standings as we have them at the minute. Bittner from Stefanikova from Olsen. And Sophia Ellis is already on the platform for 170. Now, she had a bit of trouble with 167.5, but I think she just lost her balance a bit. She did this weight at the British.
Yeah, the one knee came in and then started helicoptering on her. If she could keep her knees out, chest up, and keep the weight, the bar path up and down, she should be all right.
Ooh. She's a fighter. Look at that.
Amazing heart. We'll see if they like the depth. Absolutely amazing heart, though, and they do.
What a fantastic grind.
Hats off to her.
Well, squat is not her best lift, but she's got a big bench and a massive deadlift. So she's
Yeah.
going to be happy to get that on the board.
This time, you see she had corrected. The bar path stayed, and when the bar path is on point, you're able to fight. When the bar path skews, it's a lot more difficult.
Bar is loaded.
Here comes Kimberly Walford now for her second attempt at 192.5. She's going to want to have to stay in touch. She's going to want to nail this time.
Kimberly's strong enough. Just needs to sink it a little deeper. And you're right. She needs these kilos because she does face opposition if she wants to finish on the podium.
It's better, but it's not coming up.
Well caught, loaders, well caught. That is no lift at 192.5 for Walford.
She took 187.5 successfully, so she's going to have to carry that forward now and hope she can deadlift her way onto the podium.
She's done that many times. If anybody can do it, it's Kimberly.
Dana McNeil, 195 to match her best. Her second looked great.
Yeah, she's definitely on point. Her second moved like her first, despite a 10-kilo jump, maybe a stitch slower, but.
And we've seen it. Jess Bittner has put in 218.5. You were absolutely spot on.
Hey,
5 kilos
girl.
up.
Dana McNeil also has a very big deadlift. These are just kilos she's piling on. Her, Olsen, Kimberly, all fighting to get on the podium. Oh, wow, where did that second gear come from? Whoa.
That was incredible. It just absolutely stopped dead. And she got it moving again and got it all the way to the top.
It's like gravity intervened and she said, not today, my friend. Hits depth. And that looked like
a pause.
Yeah, a full-on pause squat, but the bar never started coming back down, so it's a good lift.
Here's Susie Argyle now.
Now, her previous personal best was 198. Because of the increment there, looks like it'd be a record of sorts, likely a British record, so we can only assume.
Yeah, she held the British record. I'm not sure she still has it, but she certainly had it at one point.
Could be a British record right now.
200 on the bar for Susie Argyle.
Whoa, another great
She's
fight.
a real fighter. Oh, no depth. That would have been a new British record. But not quite deep enough, so that leaves Susie with 195. Yeah, it looked good from this side, but this was the side she got a white light from.
Right.
Now we have Agata Shitko from Poland for 202.5. Big PB. This is a 10-kilo PB on the platform for her. They've overturned Susie. Susie Argyle got the lift.
British record after all.
From the angle we looked at it, it did look good. But here is Agata, and she's a fighter too.
Look at, you know it's good when halfway up they're already smiling.
Yeah.
And her confidence is beaming.
She is looking great today. So just to recap, Susie Argyle did get her squat, and that is a new British record for her. That's a great smile at the top.
In the projected, just with Agata's opening squat and opening bench, already at 567.5. Now those openers can change, but her prediction of a 600-kilo total possibly needed to win this might not be off, which is insane.
Joyce Rabon, now from the Philippines. She missed this. It just looked like it was too heavy, maybe just too big a jump. So last year, Jess won by some margin, I think, with 563. That's not going to do it today.
Oh.
Well called, loaders. That is no lift.
That's no lift for Rabon. That leaves her with the best of 200.
Sweden, World Junior squat.
And look at this, we have the lifter from the B group from Iceland, Stefanikova, is guaranteed at least the bronze medal from the B group.
A massive increase in the record if she gets it.
But first we have Vilma Olsen. She is still a junior, so this will increase her own junior world record.
Come on, people. Go on there.
Record currently stands at 205.5. This is 210. She can't chip a junior record in an open competition.
Oh, she's already, yeah. That was a beautiful squat.
That is a great lift and a new junior world record.
No technical breakdowns whatsoever.
And a European Open record for Vilma Olsen.
And it should be noted, Vilma weighed in at 72.75, very much underweight for a 76. Would have been perfect in the old weight class of 72s, but still extremely competitive and a podium favorite.
Here we go now for our second Open world record of this session, 218.5 on the bar for Jess Bittner.
The Canadians made a good strategic play, grabbed the chip in the second attempt, so they're not risking a chip. They could grab 5 kilo, but no chip is at risk with this third and final squat of the returning world champion. Oh!
Look how strong she is.
And Jess is on today.
She has kicked her own world record, 8 kilos up the road.
World records are falling already in a titanic clash for the 76 kilo title.
I believe, game on.
Take a look at the standings there with Jess Bittner, 218.5. Vilma Olsen, 210. And as you had said, Lucy from Group B with a 207.5 gets the bronze. We've seen that a few times,
Yeah,
haven't we?
that's a great result for her. But she'd improved so far from her nominated total. Her squat was up, her bench was up, her deadlift was up. She, I think she put in like 50 kilos on a nominated total. So this is the issue. You put your nominations in quite a long way in advance, and lifters keep improving.
And now we have the 93 kilo open class where the defending world champion Jonathan Kaiko has literally a star-studded cast. Lifters from all over the world are returning to the world championships to try to take that throne.
The B group lifted earlier today.
The bar is loaded, 260 kilos, Fania, Libya.
Fania from Libya, 260 on the bar for his opening squat. Among the contenders that Jonathan Kaiko will have to face, Chance Mitchell with an absolutely staggering deadlift, Gustav Hedlund, former junior world champion, European champion, Sasha from Germany, broken world records with his deadlift, Gavin Aiden from USVI, junior world champion, and Emil Krastev from Bulgaria. Just a murderer's row. Alseni. Oh, it was fast. Was it depth? What do you think, Joe?
I'm not sure it is. Nope.
Sorry, that is
No, I think that was parallel. So if we watch that back on the replay.
Yeah, the strength is there, but he's got to have the confidence to sink it a little deeper.
I think so, and his nominated squat was 310. So he should have the strength. He just needs another inch of depth.
Sasha Stenderbach of Germany, 265 kilos for his opening squat, has an absolutely phenomenal deadlift. Definitely a podium favorite. He's going to lose some ground in the subtotal, but cover ground very quickly once the deadlift event gets underway. So his game plan, just collect the kilos in the squat and bench. Don't try to chase anybody. And then pull away.
So he holds the world record right now at 373. Took that to Western Europeans, but I think that's in danger today.
Chance Mitchell has hit heavier at a lower level, not at an international level. We'll see if the judging affects that. But first, 265 for Sasha Stenderbach. What do you think, Joe? Nicely done.
I think that's okay.
Two right heights and a good lift for Stenderbach, Germany, 275.
And I think he's quite close to his best already. His nominated squat was 280.
And here he is, Jonathan Kaiko, dubbed Mr. Perfect. He has gone 9 for 9 ever since 2019, despite the fact he's winning world titles and facing heavy showdowns every single time he grabs a title. Never gets pulled out of pocket. Attempt selection always on point. Execution always on point.
And although he is a big bencher, he's got a phenomenal bench. He doesn't have a bad lift.
No.
It's not like he's just a bencher.
Mr. Perfect could very easily be Mr. Consistency. Let's see how he handles 275 kilo. Oh, wow.
With considerable ease.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the best in the world in the 93s, but that's heavily contested tonight. Only time will tell. Beautiful squat.
It really was.
Bulgaria's Emil Krastev, 285 kilos for him. He's medaled at the Worlds before. He's a bit of a sleeper in this tournament tonight. There's so many stars in the 93s. It's easy to look past him, but I'm telling you, if he goes 9 for 9 and the other favorites start missing, he could easily snag a medal.
I think so. He took the bronze last year in Halmstad. I think he had the bench world record before Jonathan Kaiko took it from him. I'm not certain of that. I think so. Wow.
Makes easy work at 285 kilos. And I've been telling all the other contenders, do not look past this man. I'm sure their coaching staffs haven't.
Bar is loaded, 290 kilos, Hedlund.
Up next, former junior world champion several times, collected medals at the IPF World Championships, Gustav Hedlund from Sweden. 290 kilos on the bar for him. Gustav and Jonathan Kaiko at the last World Championships went toe-to-toe, and Gustav had the winning deadlift right past his knees and almost locked it out. This is his shot at redemption tonight. He told me in the warm-up room, tonight we finish it.
His coach there, Alexander Eriksson. Well, I'm not sure he's his coach. They certainly trained together. Lifted yesterday.
I believe it is his coach, and Alexander's coached by Mike T. Look at the impressed look. Like a job well done. You look back at it. And 3 whites for Gustav Hedlund. You could tell by the expression on the lifter's face if there's a little bit of worry, like that was heavier than expected, or if it was, yeah, we're on tonight.
And that's why he's the European champion.
Now, Chance Mitchell from the U.S., 290 kilos on the bar for him. Chance has a phenomenal deadlift, the biggest deadlift amongst these 93s, but his squat has been steadily improving. His bench press has been steadily improving. He wasn't close enough to Jonathan Kaiko to pull for the win last time. I suspect he will be this time. Let's take a look how he handles 290 kilos.
He's been asked to replace the bar.
27 seconds.
Rip.
Okay, I'm not sure if his hand was open, but she's told him he's got to grip the bar. He's still got time.
Plenty of time.
Reset, let's go.
Oh, makes easy work.
But not deep enough.
Yeah, I want to take a look at the replay. It's
Yeah, I hesitated. It was definitely fast, but it did not go to depth.
can't really, yeah, it's hard to tell with his elbow in the way, but it does
Yeah.
look a stitch high. Not definitive from that angle.
I can see the coaches at the jury table.
I don't think they got a white, did they? So they can't really protest it.
Is it 3?
Nonetheless, Gavin Aiden, 305 kilos loaded on the bar for his opening squat. Gavin, the junior world champion. He has a massive subtotal. Then he's got to hang on to win if this is going to be the case. If he's going to win, he's going to build that total here in the squat event. Expect him to go deep into the 700s. He's doubled 320 kilos in training.
Junior world record holder in the bench.
This is an extremely confident young man. He told me the world title would mean everything to him. Will he realize his dream today? Oh, wow. 305 kilos, moves like an empty bar for Gavin Aiden.
He's put down his marker there for sure.
And look at the contrast of some of these lifters. When he walks off, refuses to let himself celebrate the win. This was supposed to happen. This was expected to happen.
Bar is loaded, 310 kilos. Canade, Algeria.
Kanane from Algeria, 310 kilos for his opening squat. Amar, familiar name at the world level.
Haven't seen him since Helsingborg. But this is a big opener. This was the weight he finished on in Helsingborg, so that's 3 years ago now.
He could be surprising people. These 93s, probably the most stacked division, top to bottom, in the entire IPF World Championships. Oh, but it's a little more work than some of these other gentlemen had to do for their opener. 3 white lights nonetheless.
He's on the board and he's in the lead.
The difference would be the room to grow from his opener to his third looks considerably less than a lot of the other gentlemen. What do you think of Joe?
He gets the stretch reflex, so he's fast out to the bottom, but it's a lot of effort to come through the midpoint of the squat. I could not predict where he's going to end up.
I'm going to join those sentiments. Alcini from Libya, 260 kilos. It wasn't an issue of strength, it was an issue of depth.
Yeah.
Just needs to sink it a little bit deeper. There we go. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Do you know he dive bombed though? I think he lost all his tightness at the bottom there.
Yeah, in an effort to make depth, he definitely sacrificed some of his tension.
Yeah, you can see he lost tension in his back as well. But he got it, he's on the board.
Sasha Stenderbach from Germany, 275 kilos for his second attempt. Sasha going up 10 kilos from his opener, which moved really, really well. Nope.
Just seemed to lose his position at the bottom. His right knee popped in.
Very difficult once you get a technical breakdown in the hole, nonetheless. You're never more vulnerable. Take a look here. Yep, there it is, Joe. Nice eye.
So maybe he can come back and then just keep really tight, keep his knees out, and push through.
Jonathan Kaiko representing USA. 8-year veteran of the game, 290 kilos will await him. Finds himself, I mean, this young man has been so many battles and gone 9 for 9, winning these titles. But now he's in the battle of his life. All of these gentlemen he's had battles with have all formed together. He's got to take them all on at once. No room for error. Fortunate enough for Jonathan Keiko, in 3 years straight, he hasn't made an error. He has won titles with every single light being white.
Well, I'm just looking up at the scoreboard, and unprojected, Mitchell's ahead, but he missed his opening squat, and he's gone up 15.
It's dicey. Appears to be going all in. Nice depth. Wow. Picture perfect. What do you think, Joe?
A little bit more effort. The bar pad didn't speed. The bar speed didn't slow down very much. I'm worried about Chance though. I know why he needs to stay in touch, but that's a risky move.
Chance wants this. He talked about it on social media about how he's living his dream, representing his nation at the IPF World Championships. You bomb out, your dream becomes a nightmare, but I think Chance, the way he handled that weight, I think he's confident he could sink it. And he wasn't miles high, but first,
True.
Emil Krastev from Bulgaria, 300 kilos even. Pretty tidy.
Yeah, very well controlled, but not quite deep enough.
I noticed you were hesitating to make a comment until those
I
lights.
was, yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought it was borderline, but he got a white light from the side we're looking at now.
Yeah, it was right borderline. It's
Bar is loaded, 305 kilos, Mitchell.
And here is Chance Mitchell of the U.S. Missed 290 on depth, absolutely blew up 290. Not an issue of strength, but he went up to 305, and will that become an issue of strength now? You miss your first on depth, you might miss your second on strength, but looking at his training, and his training was done at a similar body weight as today, I'm expecting him to hit this.
It's only 2.5 kilos below his current best, and he's had to travel a long way.
It's all or nothing.
That's loads better.
It is better.
Oh, 2-1, I'm sorry, 2-1.
He has a red card and a blue card, so
307.5 on the bar now.
I can see the coach is at the jury table.
Wow.
The side referee had his hand up and didn't give him the start command. Now the rule is, for the centre referee, you go when there's a consensus. So if 2 out of 3 referees think the start position is good, then they will give the command. But the referee that still has his hand in the air must give a red light.
The thing is, Chance got the start command, so he had to start, but he was going to end up with an automatic red. It's a dicey proposition.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it'll get overturned. But first, a throw it down to the platform. We'll keep you updated on that. Gustav Hedlund from Sweden, 307.5 kilos for a second attempt. He absolutely had no issues with 290.
And he hasn't had many. 307.
307 moves like an opener, and Gustav Hedlund is on point tonight.
US Virgin Islands.
Okay, yes, the jury's on its feet.
The jury might be overturning that.
Yeah, I can see the jury member approach it. Yes, Chance Mitchell is on the board.
I agree with that decision. I mean, like I had said, Chance did what he was told to by squatting. Gavin Aiden, 320 kilos. He is a squat machine. 15 kilos jump from his opener, which he had no issue for. I've seen him double this in the gym. I'm expecting work, but honest work, not top-end work.
His opener moved so well. So David Ricks lifted earlier today in the B group, and he actually had a crack at the world record at 331.5.
And how old is David Ricks, remind me?
He's an M3.
Superman, there's a reason why they call him that.
No, it didn't come off, but to actually get under the bar at that weight as an M3, or is he an M4? I'm not certain.
Oh, whoa. Beautifully done with 320 kilos. And Gavin Aiden is on point. I had said before, if Gavin gets 3 squats in, that title is in danger. Jonathan Kaiko knows this. They faced each other before, and Kaiko came down to the very last 0.5 chip to defeat Gavin Aiden.
So do you think, the way that moved, do you think Gavin Aiden will take a run at the world record?
World record's 331 kilos. It would be a chip.
Yes, he's doing it. It just flashed up on the board.
Oh my goodness.
331.5.
Well, here we go. It's a chip that he could use. And Amar from Algeria will attempt 322.5 kilos.
Wow.
Looks strong. Depth was right about border, and it passes. Well done.
That was a great squat. He's so slow and controlled.
Now, he might go after that squat world record after Gavin. Gavin will be fine with that. He'll take the record, but his bigger prize that he has his eyes on is obviously that world title. Extremely focused on that. A quick look at the squats after the first round. 322.5 for Amar. Gavin Aiden with 320 and about to attempt the squat world record. And Gustav Hedlund, 307.5.
And we can see David Ricks from the B group is currently in 4th place on squat with 305.
Al Sunny of Libya, 270. 260 was an opener. It moves very well, but depth was an issue. Retook it on his second, hit depth, but then all of a sudden, all types of shaky when he had to hit depth because he bombed it in. Still opting 10 kilo. We'll see what happens. Let's get some instructions by the head ref.
25 seconds.
It's difficult when the lifter doesn't have any English, so she's just explaining he has to hold the bar. Fingers must be wrapped around the bar.
He's got 12 seconds.
He's got time.
Oh. I'm not, obviously some lifters can get a little rattled getting last minute instructions from a language you're not normally accustomed to, but on the flip side, his second attempt, 10 kilo below, was a hell of a fight. I would have been shocked if he got that.
I agree.
275 kilos being retaken by Sasha Stenderbach of Germany.
Bar is loaded. 275 kilos. Stenderbach, Germany.
Now, we think he just made a technical error at the bottom. Lost some tightness. Right knee popped in.
Sasha has a big deadlift, and he can deadlift himself onto the podium, but it'll be a lot harder to do so if he leaves the squat event going 1 for 3.
Oh, that was a good effort.
I thought for a second he might have it.
No lift for Stenderbach. 300 on the bar. Jonathan Kaiko, USA. There'll be a 10-minute break. A 10-minute break at the end of this round before the ladies.
Can we just look at the projected totals now? Because Kaiko's projected in 3rd.
Yeah, but
long way to go yet.
Yeah, I have a lot of belief in this young man. Speaking of Jonathan Kaiko, he's coming up now 300 kilos even, 10 kilo jump, 290 move very well. His squat form is so beautiful. The bar path is so straight up and down that when he needs to grind and fight for a rep, I was about to say he very rarely misses. He hasn't missed in years. And again, the competition level he's been at, national and international competitions, never had an easy task in front of him, always had stiff opposition, still excellent attempt selection.
That's what makes a good lifter.
Yeah, that's what makes a
Fierce
world
competition.
champion. His battles have become legendary.
You're right, he's not missed a squat since 2018. And he hasn't missed one today.
And what did I tell you? Look at When he has to work, he works in the pocket, never has a breakdown in technique. And I'll tell you what, he gives a fist pump to the judges. You're not going to meet a nicer guy than Jonathan Kaiko.
I think that was a really well-judged third attempt.
He still hasn't missed a lift. And here's Emil Kostev from Bulgaria. 307.5, missed 300 kilos. Refresh my memory on why he lost 300.
It was depth.
So, and that makes sense. Look at, he wants to stay in the hunt for a potential medal.
Yeah.
He missed.
This will move him up from squat rank 12 to 3. That's how tightly packed these lifters are. Definitely looks better.
Bares his teeth. Good enough. Look at high risk, high reward. Went from 12th to 3rd by moving up, realizing if he misses this, only his opener's going towards his total. Now he's in position to possibly hit a podium.
With 4 squats still to go, 2 of them world record attempts.
Talking about a young man who missed an attempt, went up in weight regardless. These guys are going all in and risking to make movement. 315 kilos, 7.5 kilo personal best. If Chance should get this. His training has been going great. This is definitely a reasonable attempt to make.
Depth is there.
Nicely done by Chance Mitchell, USA. 3 white lights, and Chance Mitchell is gaining momentum. Him leaving the squat event with a 315 kilo squat is extremely dangerous for the other contenders. He has a monster deadlift. Instead of pulling for bronze, pulling for silver, the conversation is going to be pulling for gold.
Sweden.
Here's another man who may be pulling for gold at the end.
He has before. Gustav Hedlund, 317.5 kilos. Last time he met Jonathan Kaiko, he was pulling for gold, lost it just above his knees when I was about to say, there is your new champion. Wants to correct that today. If he goes 3 for 3 in squats, he's setting himself up nicely.
This will guarantee him the squat bronze.
Oh no! The rest of all the other national teams in the warm-up room are watching that. Gustav Hedlund is on form tonight.
He is looking strong.
Here's the thing, they're all looking strong. Nobody's having a bad day.
No. And that's good for us.
Record for Aiden with 1 lifter to follow.
Gavin Aiden attempting a world record here in the 93 kilo class, 331.5 kilos being loaded for his 3rd and final squat.
This was set by Anatoly Novopismeny back at the Euros in 2019.
Anatoly, obviously a phenomenal lifter, winning best lifter at last year's World Championships. Gavin Aiden taking a world record off of a legend, if he could do this, and is it setting himself up to possibly take the World Championships off another legend, Jonathan Kaiko. Now this is a stark contrast to how calm, cool, and collected he was for his second and first attempts.
Well, he called for support from the crowd, and he definitely got it.
This young man was built to squat and is on the verge of potentially making history.
He looks solid under the bar. Now I'm not certain of his depth.
The depth is going to be questionable. That's the only, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, it was questionable. It moved rather well. Let's take another look at
That's
this.
a shame because the weight was no problem, but it was very high.
I think he actually had the strength to do it, but you know, he approached the bar differently than first and second. Ended up squatting it differently as well. Hopefully, that doesn't cost him too much in the bigger picture when it comes to the podium. Now another world record attempt, back-to-back world record attempts in a 93 kilo class. Amar from Algeria, 332 kilos loaded for him.
We're going to need it to calm down.
So our squat podium is set now. Headland took the bronze, Aiden took the silver. This man already has the gold in his pocket, but he wants the world record soon.
Look, Amar hits this. He's setting himself up not only for the world record, but possibly an upset to make the podium as well. I mean, I know I keep saying every lifter that comes up, I feel like I'm saying he's a podium threat, but they all are. He's strong for it.
He's got it up to the top.
The depth is going to be borderline.
Yeah, it's not quite there. I wasn't sure.
We'll take a look at the review here. I'd be shocked if the head coach wasn't going to approach the jury to see if they'll overturn it.
The coach is indeed out
Yeah,
of the jury.
that looked
That's hard
high.
to see because the spotter's arms.
I honestly think it looked a little high by the trajectory of his
Yeah, and the
quad
jury
there.
have waved the coach away. They will not be overturned.
Fair enough, but here's a look at, he does leave with the gold medal, as you said, with a 322.5 squat. Gavin Aiden also attempting the world record, also getting called on depth, 320 kilos, gets a silver medal there. And Gustav Hedlund having a phenomenal squat session for himself, 317.5 kilos for him. Do not go anywhere. We will be back in 10 minutes for the bench press event.
Welcome back to an action-packed prime time here at the World Classic Powerlifting Championships at Sun City, South Africa. Ryan, we've seen some phenomenal lifting already.
Yeah, in the 76 kilo class, Jessica Bittner needed to build her total off of that squat event. She's going to lose a little ground in the bench press, where Agatha is a phenomenal bencher, and then Jess is going to look to close the show in the deadlift. So Jess getting that world record, 218.5 kilos, as well as the chip, is really going to help her cause. Then Vilma Olsen from Sweden, the junior world champion with a 210 kilo squat, nets the silver. And Lucy from Iceland previously had lifted in Group B with a 207.5 squat, gets the bronze. It has been all action in the 76 kilo class. Kimberly Walford missed a couple of lifts. Depth was an issue, but she's got that big potent weapon in the deadlift, doesn't she, Joe?
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning as well, Vilma Olsen with a junior world record as well. We have a couple of juniors lifting in this class. Agatha Shitko, I think she's just 20, just out of her teens.
Yeah, she was literally a teenager just a couple months ago. It's crazy that a teenager is winning in the open at the world championship level in equipment last year, and here now, just 20 years old, battling one of powerlifting's biggest stars in Jessica Bittner for the world title.
She's come through so fast. She did, her first international was the Euros last year, and she went straight from the Euros to World Juniors, straight from there to Halmstad, and then she came out of there and competed at the World Open, and then she went to the Euro Classic, so she's just never stopped moving. So although she's only been around for a year on the international stage, we've seen her so many times already.
And on top of that, she's got the World Games in 4 weeks. She's busy.
Which is why this was a big surprise when a nomination went in.
I'm glad she did.
I think we all are. But here's Dana McNeil for 87.5 to open her bench. She's hit 105 previously. And I've just noticed Kimberly Walford has put her opening attempt down. She was in at 110. She's gone down to 107.5.
20 seconds.
Okay, it's no good for the lifter to argue with the referee. You need to get back under the bar. The referee's telling her to lock her elbows. So get back under and lock them as hard as you can. Now that bar had a long way to travel.
Yeah, she's got a big deadlift. She could deadlift up to 250 kilos on a good day. But those long arms are going to hurt her in the bench press event.
250?
She has.
Wow. Next out, we have Jess Bittner. Now she's got a massive squat. She's got a massive deadlift. Bench is a little bit behind.
And she'll be the first to admit that. Jess, similar situation as McNeil. Long deadlift arms, but it hurts her in the bench press.
97.5 on the bar. She's done 102.5 in competition. Looks strong.
Considering that's 5 kilo away from her personal best, I think she's probably going to take a personal best by a third.
Next out, we have Susie Argyle from the UK. She's opening with a massive 105. Looking quite relaxed about it. Now she got a British record with a 200 kilo squat. And that looked pretty comfortable.
A smooth opener, 3 white lights.
Good lead, 3 white lights for Argyle, 105 on the bar. Joyce Rebleton, Philippines.
Next out, Joyce Roboton from the Philippines. She had a bit of a difficult time on squat. She got her opening squat of 200, but then failed to a 7.5 twice. Maybe just a little bit of too big a jump. So hopefully they've adjusted. 105 on the bar now. This was the weight she finished on in Halmstad. That got her the silver medal that day. Just shows how much progress has been made, that would not be good enough for a medal today.
Three white lights, though. She's on the board.
107.5 on the bar now. Kimberly Walford, US Virgin Islands.
And here we have Kimberly Walford, everyone's favourite lifter.
Walford, US Virgin
She
Islands.
is such a great ambassador for the sport. Didn't have the best day on squat either. She got her opener in. Here's 107.5.
Kimberly moving forward with the opener, but she's a veteran of the game, been in so many world championships. It's not going to rattle her. Stay calm, stay cool. It's a good chance. Some of your opposition's also going to miss lifts. It's all part of the game.
And I think she did well there to put her opener down 2.5 kilos. Got an easy one on the board, but there was a little bit of work to do for the sticking point.
Yeah, and that's another veteran move there where you can recognize if you're in the warm-up room, you know, you don't chase bad money, as they say in poker, just because that's what you put initially. Adjust to what you have on the day.
So here comes Sophia Ellis. I'll be interested to see how this moves. She's the British record holder at 118. She has that unusual combination, a big bench and a big deadlift.
I know, yeah. She's been on the national team for the bench-only World Championships. Yeah, you usually have subtotal lifters and deadlift specialists. Yeah. Very rare do you have the old push-pull.
Easy work there for Sophia.
Good lift, 3 white lights for Ellis. 110 remains on the bar. Vilma Olsen, Sweden. Bar is loaded.
What do you think there? Another
Olsen,
5?
Sweden.
I'm wondering if there's another 7.5 for a second. That would be a big jump though.
Yeah, I might take 5 and then see where we go from there.
Vilma Olsen, Sweden, opening with 110. I'm just trying to recall, someone had a crack at her junior world record bench earlier today, and I can't just remember whether they got it or not. Wow. That's super strong.
Good lift, 3 white lights for Olsen.
Excuse me, it's Olsen's squat record.
We are loading the bar.
Agnes Rudin has the bench.
7.5 kilos. The world open record stands at 135. The world junior record stands at 125.5.
So we have Agata Shitko coming out now for 137.5 kilos for a new world record.
And this is a open and junior.
Open and junior, she's 20 years old. She will take that junior record too. But it's a 76 kilo class, is a relatively new class. So this is a standard world record. In the IPF, you can't just bench anything for a record in a new class. We set standards, and the standard here is 135. So she didn't even have to go to 137.5. She could have benched 135 for it.
Well, becomes academic when you can move it like that.
New world
Who benches world records that easily for their
Wow.
opener at 20 years old?
Absolutely astonishing.
Opener. Round 2, 92.5
I'm
kilos on the bar.
speechless.
Dana McNeil,
That was
USA.
incredible. So people say that you don't win a competition on your bench press, but I beg to differ when you've got a bench that looks like that.
Some people do, and Jessica Bittner had a historic squat session. We're now going to watch Agatha have a
Bar is loaded. 92.5
historical
kilos, McNeil,
bench press session.
USA.
So the bench standings are on your screen at the minute, and we have 3 lifters on 110. Olsen, Ellis, and Minio. Minio was in the B group earlier, but Agatha Shitko with 137.5 is just incredible. So we have Dana McNeil on the platform right this second for 92.5. Nice easy second there.
Yeah, so she's hit 105. Do you think we're going to see anything like that today? Or?
No, I don't think so. I'd say another 5 on there at the most. It did move well, but I think it's easy to overextend on bench.
Yeah, definitely on the bench press. The wheels fall off quickly. And if she wants to get on the podium, she's going to need those kilos.
Bar loaded, 102.5 kilos, Bittner, Canada.
Here comes Jess Bittner, Canada's pride, 102.5 on the bar.
Oh, wow.
Looking strong today.
That matched her personal best. Jessica has always had an issue with the bench press and has worked very hard to mitigate the gap that seems to form in the bench press event, and it looks like it's paying off. 105, a previous personal best, moved like a second attempt should. Where do you think she's going for a third?
I would say she's going to put 2.5 on it. Although that moved really well, she's going to need every single kilo she can get.
You're right, you can't afford to miss with Agatha on her heels.
Joyce Rabutton from the Philippines now for 107.5. Yep, Jess just put in 105. So this is 2.5 kilos up for Joyce. Nice.
Moved well.
Good lead, 3 white lights for Reberton, 110 on the bar now. Susanna Argyle, Great Britain.
Here comes Susie Argyle
Bar
for
is loaded,
110.
kilos, Argyle,
Gone up
Great
5.
Britain.
And that was a fairly tough second attempt.
3 white lights, good lead for Argyle.
Yeah, it definitely took some work for the complete 3 white lights, but we're getting close to the edge, aren't we?
Yeah, I think only another 2.5 on there.
Bar is loaded. 112.5, Walford, US
Here's
Virgin
Kimberly
Islands.
Walford now for 112.5. We're getting close to the best she's done in competition. But of course, she's at a heavy body weight now, and that really helps your bench.
Yeah, particularly the bench press. She wants to grab kilos, and there's a temptation to do so when you miss a couple squats. However, you don't want to tip over. I think this is a good attempt, though. It's something she's done before. And judging by the speed of that, her and the coaching staff can decide, are we going to match my previous personal best, or we're feeling good, we're back on track, go for a new PR.
We've got less than 20 seconds on the clock now. Yes, nice second attempt for Kimberly.
I'd say 2.5 kilo. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. 5 is too much for a risk. She had a difficult squat session, so I would say make sure of the kilos you can get.
2.5 kilo doesn't seem like much, but when it's this close to getting on the podium.
Vilma Olsen, Sweden, 115 on the bar. And she dances away out onto the platform.
Yeah, if she's nervous, she's not showing it. Self lift off. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, that was really strong.
3 white lights and a good lift for Olsen. 117.5 on the bar. Sophia Ellis, Great Britain. Bar is loaded. 117.5.
Yeah, I would say
Ellis,
there's
Great
another.
Britain.
I mean, it's risky to go up 5, but that looked so strong.
No, you know what? I would agree with you with another 5. The way that moved.
Now, here's Sophia Ellis. She is only half a kilo off her own British record. She took that at the British Women's in March.
7.5 kilo jump. It's a decent jump in the bench press event.
It is, but her opener was really easy.
And she does a lot of pressing. If she thinks she's good for it, she probably is. Yeah.
Nice.
3 white lights.
So that's a great lift for Sophia, and she's got nowhere to go now but 120.
145.
And now we are back to the Agata Shitko bench show. 145 kilos.
The World Open bench only record.
Now,
the World Junior bench only
The
record.
chip will be gone, though.
Bar is loaded.
That's interesting, yeah.
I'm not sure why they didn't opt to take the 0.5, and they're going to lose her chip.
I think, well, she doesn't have a chip at the moment. And I think she's taking the view that she doesn't need one.
Well. Anyways.
It's a brave move, isn't
Yeah.
it? So this takes the bench only, the single lift bench record that Laura Motolan set in Kazakhstan last week. And it was some work. She had to put some effort in.
It is a personal best.
And that's only round 2.
And she'll have an opportunity to grab that chip on the 3rd attempt.
Now, I don't know how much more she's got. There was a little bit of a sticking point there.
The good thing for her, because it's a record, she doesn't have to go up 2.5 kilos. She can just go up 1 kilo.
It's not her style, though, is it?
Style or not, still, I say get the chip because you'll probably need it in the end. Jessica's got a chip.
So we have Agata Shitko with 145, leading ahead of Sophia Ellis, who's in silver medal position right now, 117.5, ahead of Vilma Olsen on 115. Already through to the 3rd round of bench, and I've seen Agata just put 150 on the bar.
I don't, Jess has got a chip. So you can mitigate these advantages, but it is what it
projected
is.
total, she's 20 odd kilos up the road. So we have Dana McNeil on the platform right now with 95 kilos in her hands. And I think that was a well-judged attempt.
2-1, good lift for McNeil. 105 on the bar now. Jess Bittner, Canada.
Just taking a look to see if I can see what that yellow card infraction was. No, I don't see it.
Bar is loaded. 105 kilos. Bittner, Canada.
And here's Jess Bittner, 105. This is a PB, right?
105 it is, a 2.5 kilo personal best. I know that seems, it's not a massive personal best, but when it's bench press, 2.5 kilo is big. She's been working very hard on her bench press.
Perfect.
You know what? You were
Perfect, yeah.
100% right in terms of temp selection. Only go up 2.5 kilo, you said, and that would have been the limit.
Yeah, I don't think 5 would have gone.
Philippines. 3 attempts remain.
So Jess, 6 for 6 with a world record already.
And Sitko, 6 for 6.
Well, not yet, but you're very confident.
I'm sorry. 5 for 5. 5 for 5. I'm sorry. She's got all her lifts so far.
We got a confident commentator over here.
Well, I think 5 kilos on that 145 is marginal.
You know,
To be
I'm gonna.
honest.
If you ask me, there's $1 million on the table. Bet which way? I'm saying she gets it. I'm saying she gets it.
I would have put 148 on. I just feel like that would have given a chip and it would have been safe. I think 150 is a tiny bit risky, even for Agatha.
I would have went for the chip, even with the projected. But you know, projected can lie later on, and you never balk at a chip.
So this is Joyce Rabotin from the Philippines with 110, which is just a step too far, but she got 107 with her second, so she left nothing behind there. She got every kilo she was capable of on the day.
And just for anyone listening, if you don't understand what we mean when we're talking about chip and the strategic of it, a chip is being able to go up because it's a world record by 0.5. The smallest increment you could go up ordinarily is 2.5. So when someone wants to overtake you and you're just 0.5 up, they have to go up the full 2.5. So it's an advantage.
And it becomes strategically really important at the end.
Especially at the top end, we've already seen 2.5 kilo can make or break you.
Here's Susie Argyle, 112.5 on the bar. Oh, that's a great fight for a third bench.
Good lift, 3 white lights for Susie, 112.5,
3 white lights.
115 on the bar. Kimberly Walford, US Virgin Islands. Last chance to change openers for the men. Last chance to change openers for the men. Bar is loaded.
So here comes Kimberly Walford, USVI,
Virgin Islands.
to match her best of 115. A lot of lifters come out and they give the handoff guy instructions the first time and then expect him to remember. Kimberly is a seasoned pro. She gives the instruction every time. And it's not going today, but she got 112.5.
Sorry, that is no lift. No lift for Walford. Next weight on the bar, 117.5. Vilma Olsen, Sweden.
You know, just looking at the projected, Kimberly is definitely a favorite for the podium. It's a bit of a tight race. Kimberly does have a huge deadlift on her. As long as she can start getting those deadlifts in, she should be safe for the bronze. However, contenders like Vilma, they're not missing.
No, and she's enjoying herself out on the platform. She's having a good day. This isn't quite a PB, but it's only a kilo off her best. 117 on the bar. Perfect.
Nicely done. She's enjoying her work,
She
isn't she?
really is, and that's great to see. We forget to enjoy it sometimes under the
If
pressure.
anyone has a small yellow Toyota car parked outside, it's in the way of the bus. The bar is loaded. 120 kilos for Ellis, Great Britain.
Here comes Sophia Ellis, British record attempt, 120. $117.5 looked good, but it was some effort. But she had nowhere to go really but 120. You can't chip at British record at a World Championships.
Oh, wow.
What a fight. She's a real battler.
Great fight. I thought for a second she might have it there.
Not quite today. Leaves her with the best of 117 and a half. And she takes the bronze medal on bench, with Vilma Olsen taking the silver. And here goes the Polish powerhouse, Agata Shitko, Poland, disdaining the chip. She doesn't care for the chip. She's coming out for 150 kilos.
Yeah, this is a monster bench press.
World record on the bar, junior record, open record.
Whoa!
No, you know, I thought it was marginal. I really did.
And this is where I think you're 100% right. You don't have to go up all those 2.5 increments once it's world record territory. You can go up any increments you want by 0.5. Could have went up 1 kilo, 1.5 kilos, 2 kilo, as you were suggesting, maybe 3.
Yeah, I think 148 would have been a good lift, but looking at that, I'm not sure it would have gone anyway.
Well, then you could have even went up 1 kilo, grabbed the chip, and kept the chip in play. But it is what it is. We move forward.
And her coach is a very experienced coach, the Polish head coach. So he's clearly got a plan. So those are the bench standings. An incredible 145 for Agata, with Vilma and Sophia both on 117.5. So the medals there going on body weight. And Kimberly Walford, Susanna Argyle just behind with 112.5.
Okay, 160 on the bar.
Bar is being loaded now. We're back into the 93 kilo class, where Alcini from Libya, 160, awaits him.
Bar loaded, Feria, Libya. "45 seconds.
Lifter has 60 seconds once they hear bar is loaded. He's arrived. And we're going to want to keep an eye on defending world champion Jonathan Kaiko. He might be able to collect the chip today.
Very long arms he's got.
3 white lights, good lift for Feria, 170 on the bar now. And Amar Kanane, Algeria. Bar is loaded, 170 kilos, Kanani, Algeria.
Kanani from Algeria, 170 kilos for his opening bench.
Had a crack at the squat world record, didn't quite come off.
Yeah, would have to settle for the squat gold. Kanani starts off with big squat. He's going to lose some ground in the bench, in the dead.
Two to one, good lift for Kanani, 175 on the bar now. Chance Mitchell, USA.
I wonder if that yellow from the side referee was for sinking. You can sink into your chest all you like, but once you've had the start command, you can't sink further.
Chance Mitchell,
America's
USA.
Chance Mitchell coming out to 175 kilos. Chance, another man that's worked hard on his bench press. He's got a big squat. He's got an absolutely monster deadlift. Likely to go for a world record today. His bench is fair, and he's working hard, so he doesn't lose as much ground in the bench event.
That was strong.
3 white lights and a good lift for Mitchell, 195 on the bar. Gustav Hedlund, Sweden. Bar is loaded, 195 kilos. Hedlund, Sweden.
Gustav Hedlund of Sweden opening up with 195 kilos.
He had the junior bench world record for a while. I think Gavin Aiden took it off him.
No. Rivals all around. Gustav had a big 317.5 kilo squat, going 3 for 3 and looked very confident. Let's see how he moves this.
I think he's having a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see his face.
White lights and good there for Headland.
He's impressed.
200 on the bar for Gavin Aiden, US Virgin Islands. Bar loaded, 200 kilos, Aiden, US Virgin Islands.
U.S. Virgin Islands, Gavin Eden, 200 kilos for his opening bench. Gavin really wants to build the foundation of his total on this squat and bench events. He'll lose some ground in the deadlifts.
Minimum 4.
He missed his third squat. Now that doesn't close the door on his world title dreams. I'm sure some other lifters are going to miss some lifts as well along the way. He's got to stay on the game plan, stay confident. All is not lost. Nicely done.
Really easy.
That's a good lift for Aiden. 202.5 on the bar now. Sasha Stenderbach, Germany.
Germany's Sasha Stenderbach from Germany. 202.5 for his opening squat.
No, he did not have a good day on squat.
No, listen, a big deadlift is often an eraser, where if you make a mistake, you can erase that mistake when the deadlift event comes because you cover so much ground. But there is a limit, and his eraser isn't that big. He's not Anahoro.
No. And I think he might meet his match today with Chance Mitchell.
When it comes to deadlift,
Yeah.
3 white lights though.
Good lift, 3 white lights for Stenderbach. 207.5 on the bar now. Emil Krastev, Bulgaria.
Emil Krastev from Bulgaria. 207.5 for his opening bench.
He's done 220 before.
Most of these gentlemen are going to be clustered in the late 800s for total. Emil is capable of that. Podium threat. He had a good squat session. He's going to need a good bench session.
And I think he's going to have one. That was a great bench.
And now we'll load the bar to
Loads more left there.
222.5 kilos. Last lift in round 1. This is Jonathan Kaiko, USA. Safety racks
Defending
5,
world
please. Lower
champion,
safety
pride
racks
of the
can never be
USA,
lower than
Jonathan
5.
Kaiko.
Okay,
222.5 kilos for his opening
Bar is
bench.
loaded. 222.5
Now this isn't a
kilos,
million
Jonathan
miles away
Kaiko,
from his
USA.
world record at 238. Definitely within range.
Yeah, for sure. I know in most people's bench presses, they don't make big jumps, but when you have so much weight on the bar, him making 5-10 kilos, relatively speaking, isn't as big. But he never misses attempts in the last few years, and he's not going to go for it just for the sake of it if he doesn't think it's there. He will stay conservative. This opening bench will be an indication, Joe.
Seconds.
Okay.
So maybe we'll see it on his second.
Maybe we will after all.
Everyone has one in. Second round.
I mean, Jonathan, who keeps winning at the upper level, always wins very tight, sometimes right down to 0.5, so the chips do come in play. So if he can get a chip, he might need it.
Libya.
There's a look at the benches after the openers.
David Ricks right up there in the mix, 62 years old, fighting in the open from the B group.
He is a living legend. And if you meet him at one of these events, he's going to live up. Couldn't be nicer. Alseni of Libya, 170 for his second attempt.
Unusual style, really slow and controlled, and then seems to just drop into the chest.
He kind of did that with the squat as well, where he kind of dropped into the hole at the bottom. Yeah, he loses a bit of compression and tension, flattens himself out the weight.
177.5 kilos, Kanane, Algeria.
Amar Kanani from Algeria, 177.5 kilos for his second attempt. 7.5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilos below his previous personal best. You can see the difference here in the squat event. He's attempting world records in the bench press event, currently ranked 19th, trying to move into 16th, losing some ground.
That was a little bit hard for an opener.
Good lift.
Oh, excuse me, it's his second. Okay. That's
Well, you
decent
weren't
for a
wrong.
second then.
You weren't wrong. That would be tough for an opener, technically. Chance Mitchell, 10-year veteran of the game, first World Championships, 185 kilos loaded on the bar for his second bench attempt. 10-kilo jump, but his opener moved really well. He's hit 192.5.
That's a great second attempt.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on point. Three white lights.
Gustav Hedlund, Sweden.
Nice amount of leg drive, but keeps his butt down, but must stay on the bench, as must the head.
I'm interested in where he goes from there because, you know, it's not worth risking for 2.5 kilo missing a bench.
Maybe 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with you. Gustav Hedlund, pride of Sweden, 207.5 kilos for his second attempt. 12.5 kilo jump. That's a decent jump for the bench press.
Still just a little bit under his personal best. Nice, but not too much left, I think. I think 5 would be marginal.
Germany.
Yeah, and the butt threatens to come up. Now, you're going to have one cheek come down, the other cheek come up, but if it's clear daylight
Can't
through
have
the bottom.
daylight. And with the butt cam, we can see that, and the jury have that camera, that monitor on their table.
And they will overturn if they feel they have to. Sasha Stendebach from Germany, 207.5 for his second attempt, 5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilo below his previous personal best. Didn't have a great squat session, but if he can get 3 for 3 on the bench, he can right the ship.
Yeah, that's decent.
3 white lights and a good lift.
3 white lights.
210 on the bar now. Gavin Aiden, US Virgin Islands. Bars loaded, 210 kilos, Aiden, US Virgin Islands.
U.S. Virgin Islands, Gavin Aiden will attempt 210 kilo for his second bench. 10 kilo jump, 10 kilo below his previous personal best.
This will move him up to second on bench for now. Still a fair way to go in this discipline though. There's Garmes Parks. He's been in the back room all week and he lifts tomorrow. Promised me he wouldn't be out coaching today, but there he is.
That's a bit of work,
No,
though.
it was.
He's previously hit 220. What are you thinking, man?
Well, I don't think it'll be 220 today. I think I would only put 2.5 on that. That was a lot of effort.
Yeah, there's a temptation because he missed his squat to try to cover
Yeah.
ground with a 5-kilo jump. But if you keep missing your thirds, it really hampers the lifter's confidence. And
I would just squeeze out another couple of kilos.
might be a good idea. And Emil Krastev from Bulgaria, 217.5 kilos, 10-kilo jump for him as well. 2.5 kilos below his previous personal best. Three white lights.
You know, I looked away just for a second. I glanced away and I missed it. It was so fast.
Emil looks like he's
Yeah.
going to break his previous personal best.
I think so.
Probably good for another 5 kilo.
Record stands at 238 at the moment. The bar is loaded at 232.5 kilos.
So, Jonathan Kaiko, I
USA.
think he was good for it, but he has chosen to just put a conservative 10 on it. He absolutely smoked his opener. But hopefully if this moves well, he'll go for the record on his third.
At 232.5 kilos, and he doesn't miss, and he doesn't miss for a reason. He stays in the pocket. He's not as tempted as you might think for some of these world records. If he doesn't think it's there that day, he won't take it. The bigger picture is the world title. Okay.
I think it's there. I think it's there for the taking.
2-1, good move for
Oh,
Kaiko,
he got a blue card.
232.5.
So blue on the bench is either for downward movement of the bar or lockout. So there's certainly no downward movement of the bar. So the centre referee was not happy with his lockout. Not something you can see from that side view.
Taking a look here where we stand with Kaiko 232.5, Emil in second, Gavin in third. Just a reminder, the record is 238 kilos, and Kaiko, his attempt, hasn't been put in yet. Let's see what they say. $238.5 is being put in for Jonathan Kaiko. He's going for the world
Excellent.
record.
Excellent.
And Alcini battles 177.5.
No, that's a shame because I believe he's already lost the lift.
Yeah.
He's used up a lot of energy there, and the bar did dip very early.
That is no lift, but a good try. 180 on the bar now, Amar Kanane, Algeria. Bars loaded, 180 kilos, Kanane, Algeria.
Kanane from Algeria, 180 kilos, just a conservative 2.5 kilo jump for him. He has previously hit this.
I think there's a bit of sinking there. I wonder what the referees think. No, they think it's fine, and they have a much more important opinion than mine.
Chance Mitchell, USA.
I think it's the way he kind of twitches, flexes his elbows onto the bar as he goes. It makes it look like he's sinking and heaving.
Chance Mitchell of the U.S., 190 kilos for his third bench. I think this is a good idea.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, look at The temptation's easy to beat 2020 looking back. Temptation of going up another 2.5 kilo, I get it. But he needs to go 6 for 6 and be as close to perfect himself if he's going to win the title.
4 lifters to follow. Bar is loaded, 212.5 kilos. Hedlund, Sweden.
Gustav Hedlund, 212.5 for his third and final bench. 5 kilo jump. I think we both said that's probably appropriate.
Yeah, I think so. His second looked good. But 7.5 is a massive risk. I think this is the right move.
I agree. He also has not missed a lift yet. He's only ever hit 210 previously. This would be a personal best if he could do it. The European champion, former junior world champion, multiple time medalist internationally.
Oh, and it's not going to go.
No lift, sorry, no lift for Hedlund. 212.5 on the bar now. Sasha
Just that lockout.
Germany. Again, provisional
His
bronze
butt
is
was coming up a little bit there
is
too.
Loaded.
So as you start to
Extend the
struggle
back.
with your weight, your body tries to recruit everything it can. And that's often when the butt comes
Deutschland,
up.
weiter.
Sasha Stenderbach from Germany, 212.5. This is a 2.5 kilo personal best if he gets it.
That's a shame. That looked like it was going.
Well
Just
done,
round
ladies.
to a
Well
halt.
done. No lift for Stenderbach. 215 on the bar. Gavin Aiding, US Virgin Islands, already in bronze medal position in the bench press.
And Gavin
Bar
Aiden up
loaded.
next,
215,
215
Aiding,
kilos.
US Virgin Islands.
We thought 210 was work. We thought he shouldn't try to go for his previous personal best.
I would have recommended 2.5. I think this might be marginal. I'm not saying he won't get it. I just think it might be a bit of a risk given how much work 210 was. And if he's in the fight, he needs every kilo.
That's a tough discussion. Because in that same discussion, they'll say, yeah, we need those extra 2.5. I mean, we'll see.
20
But if he's
seconds.
confident that he can get it,
Locks those lats. And they're sizable lats. Oh, whoa. Oh, I think he... Oh, my goodness. He almost had it, too.
he did almost have it, but it was a risk. It was going to be marginal, and it wasn't there today.
Yes.
It
It was a bit of a risk, but the reward for an extra 2.5 they thought they may need. Now he's in a dire situation. He's missed his 2 third attempts so far, and he's not a big deadlifter.
He has taken the bronze in bench, though, to go with his silver in squat, so he's not having a terrible day.
No, he's world. His 97% day is world class.
But still, as you say, he's not got the biggest deadlift, so he's going to need all the kilos he can get.
Emil Krastev from Bulgaria, 227.5 for his third and final bench. Talking about people having good days, Emil definitely is. Picks up 10 kilo.
Green white lights.
And the
Moving
silver
for
medal.
Krastev. Now I did mention that the record stands at 238, and that is relevant because we are loading the bar to
Now Emil
238.5
starting to turn into a podium threat here.
kilos. For Jonathan Kaiko, USA, a World Open bench press record attempt. Last bench press.
Jonathan
of the day.
Kaiko
7 minutes
attempting
after
a
this.
new world record,
This will be
238.5
a
kilo
world
bench.
record attempt. It will push the record on
The
by
chips are
half a
coming
kilo.
out.
You
If
can see the
successful,
spotter shows the chips to
give
each
Kaiko a
referee.
useful chip.
That's because you can't really tell the difference between the half kilo plate and the quarter kilo plate at a distance, so they have to be shown to the
Save
referees
yourselves, 'cause
to
you're
make
going
sure
to
they're
make some
correct.
noise in a minute.
Jonathan has previously hit 242.5. Not at the international level, so it wasn't a world record, but This is within his means. He can collect a chip. He's won before just by the 0.5 increment of a world record. He might need this chip.
This is also the single lift record. The IPF keeps different bench records for those done in a full power meet and those done in a single lift competition.
He's never missed in the last 3 years. There's his girlfriend, Nina. Driving his traps into the bench. He will use the barbell and weight to wedge himself in place.
World record on the bar. He already has the bench gold.
And he looks like he's done it.
I think he has.
Let's see those lights.
Jonathan Keiko stays perfect, 6 for 6, grabs a world record, grabs the chip, which he might need in the end, because guess what? Chance Mitchell is coming for him in the deadlifts.
I sincerely hope so. 10 minutes to lift off, 7 minutes to change openers.
We will take a look at the scoreboard here. Jonathan Keiko, 238.5. He keeps taking those risks, nudging for those world records in the chips, and he keeps hitting it year after year. Emil, who's really turning into a podium threat here today with 227.5, and Gavin Aiden, who missed his third, but still walks away with the bronze with 210. But don't go anywhere, because Chance Mitchell is coming with that monster deadlift, and he can cover a lot of ground. We are going to take a short 10-minute break. See you in 10.
Welcome back to prime time. The bar has hit the floor and the party is ready to start. We have the 76 kilo women, and we've had world records right across the squats. We saw Jess Bittner taking the squat world record, breaking it twice. We've seen Agata Shitko take the bench world record, breaking it twice, missing on her third. Those were the bench results, with Shitko on 145, Olsen on 117.5, just ahead of Sophia Ellis on body weight, with Kimberly Walford and Susanna Argyle on 112.5. That was a phenomenal session today, Ryan.
It bears mentioning. So we were talking about the projected, and it looked like, well, Agata looks like she might be 20 kilo ahead of Jessica Bittner. And I'd said, look, there's a lot of lifting left to go, and some things get changed. We saw Agata make some changes previously before the start, changing her openers. And Jessica Bittner changed her opener to 240 kilo. Now the spread has mitigated to within 10 kilo, and Jessica has the bigger deadlift and can cover more ground and really put the pressure. And when the game is about to be completed, it'll be Jessica Bittner who has the final say in the final lift of the day. So this is going to be a very tight battle. Will it come down to 0.5?
Well, then Agata's really going to regret not taking that chip. If it does, I can see she's put her deadlift opener down.
So this is where the gap got mitigated very quickly.
But 240 is a big opener for Jess.
You know what? I've seen Jessica double 250 in the gym. I understand your reasoning because previously, but you know, she hasn't hit much more than 250. I forget where her actual competition best is. But at Canadian Nationals was the last time she competed, and it legitimately was not a max deadlift, not a max effort. She's got a monster deadlift.
She's a long way from home. It was a long travel. She's had time zone differences, which we haven't had for the European lifters. Even though it's a long distance, we are on the same time zone with Europe.
That's why it was a good indication of if that affected Jessica by getting that world record squat and getting such a good bench session. It looks like it hasn't.
And even the 8 kilos on the world record squat didn't look maxed.
I agree.
So here's Susie Argyle with 185. A little bit tough for an opener. She's done 197.5 before, so that did look a little bit difficult.
Bars loaded. 190, Olsen, Sweden.
Just looked a bit uncomfortable. She unlocked her elbows as she went as well. Vilma Olsen next with 190.
Vilma has hit 202.5.
40 seconds.
Now, I remember she wasn't a full 76 even last year when she won the Junior Worlds, but I don't know if she was as low as 72.75. Nice.
That was fast.
Nicely done.
Good lift, 3 right lights for Olsen.
She is having the best day today.
Philippines.
Next out, we have Joyce Ribotton from the Philippines. She's right up against her current best, opening with 202.5, with her PB at 205. Now, she struggled a little bit today. She is 3 for 6.
She could finish and change how she feels about this competition if she goes 3 for 3 here. A little bit of work for an opening.
Yeah, her shoulders went back.
I was hesitant to say I didn't want to, but
she just needs to get her chest up and her shoulders back. She's just a little bit forward.
Yeah, the weight kind of rocked her forward a stitch.
And here is Agata for 225. Singing away to herself as she waits to come out.
Her previous personal best is 228, so this is very close to that.
She's a very young lifter.
This is the World Open Junior total record attempt, by the way.
So I've just heard that this will be a new junior world record in total. You need to remember that she's 20 years old.
Okay, well, it moved like an opener, so she's going to smash her previous personal best today.
Yeah, I think it's one of those deadlifts that if it breaks from the floor, it's going all the way. But I think it was a little bit of effort. I know sumo deadlifts, they're hard to break from the floor.
Right.
Next out, we have Sophia Ellis. Up until last week, she had the biggest deadlift of any weight class in the UK. That was taken last week by a junior lifter in about her third competition.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe that's taken the open total record as well. So
In equipped? Or
no, Agatha is on 572 and
yes,
half.
that will be. Yes, that will be.
Yes, so that's ahead of what Jess won with last year already. But here's Sophia. 225 on the bar. She has pulled 237 and a half. That was in March at the British Women's. Oh, just a little bit of hesitation at the top. And I can see Paul Marsh walking away, just shaking his head a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, she's got some room to grow, but for an opener, it was a bit of work.
Dana McNeil, USA.
I had told you.
You said she had a great big deadlift, and here it comes. Dana McNeil, 230.
Let's see how this moves. If it moves really well, it should take a 10-kilo jump, 10-kilo jump after that. And look how long the legs are. She also has long arms, so move pretty well.
Great opener there for Dana McNeil.
You think she takes 10 kilo?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Walford, US Virgin Islands. Bar is loaded, 230 kilos. Walford, US Virgin Islands.
Kimberly Walford now one of the greatest deadlifters of all time. 230 kilos on the bar for her opener. Best is 246, and I think that was at the lighter body weight. He's happy with that.
Good
Right
night
lights.
for Walford. 240 on the bar. Last lift in round one. Jess Bittner, Canada.
I'm just sitting here with a massive smile on my face. This is an incredible session, and we've barely got started. And here comes Jess Bittner, Canada's pride, for 240 kilos for her opener.
I was going to say, if you like that, you're going to love this. 240 kilos, Jessica Bittner, the defending world champion.
Wow. Superb.
Yep. And that's no baby powder on the legs. Wait till she puts baby powder on there.
195 kilos, Susie Argyle, Great Britain.
Wow, so that puts, so those are the deadlift rankings on the screen right now, with Jess Bittner leading the way with 240, Dana McNeil and Kimberly Walford on 230, Sophia Ellis and Agatha Shitko on 225. But here's the important one, here's the overall, with Agatha Shitko leading the way with 572.5. She is nearly 10 kilos ahead of Jess Bittner. Kimberly Walford in third place right now, but only just ahead of Dana McNeil. This is Susie Argyle, 195 on the bar. She's right up against her personal best.
And I'm keeping an eye on the scoreboard here. Jessica Bittner has 249 for a second. That's a world record attempt.
But that doesn't close the gap because Sitko's gone up 10 and she's only gone up 9.
What'll happen is it'll put her even with forcing Sitko to have to take her second, and she's got a lighter body weight, so she'll take the lead if temporarily, and then of course she'll pull last. So
Vilma Olsen, 202.5 to match her current best. Oh, just lost her balance at the top. All the work was done.
Sorry,
Couldn't
no
quite
lift
lock
for
it out.
Olsen, no lift for Olsen. 202.5 on the bar.
Yeah, and that happens with the sumo. You get a little bobble at the top. I think she
could.
could probably take that.
I think she can. The weight didn't seem to be too much of an issue. Just a little bit of loss of balance.
Bar is
Now here's
loaded,
Joshua Button
202.5
with
kilos
nothing
Remington
on the
filling
board
in.
on deadlift so far. She's retaking 202.5. It was just an inch of lockout. Just didn't quite have her shoulders back.
Yeah, it was very close. I think Joyce can get this. It's not a heck of a lot of adjustment she really needs. There we go. That should,
Yeah, I think that's loads better.
yeah.
Good lift.
And she's on the board.
235 on the bar. Agatashiko, Poland, this is a World Open total record.
So Agatha Shitko going up 10 kilos, which will push the total world record up, and it will also be a deadlift, junior deadlift world record.
So how this is unfolding, if she hits this, she keeps the lead. If she misses and Jessica hits her second, Jessica now is in the lead.
Yeah.
Same total, but on body weight. And so these are both pivotal already in the second attempts. Looks like the lead will be retained.
Well, I think so, but I don't know that she's got much more left.
Let's see how much Jessica's left after the world record attempt.
That was really tough to break. I don't think much more weight will break from the floor.
US Virgin Islands, bar is loaded.
We have Kimberly Walford out next for 237.5.
You know, Agatha already at a 582.5 kilo total. It's insane. It's a massive total.
She's sitting in third place overall, but she's having to defend against Dana McNeil.
Nicely done, and she is heating up.
I think she is.
So Walford, 237.5 remains on the bar for Sophia Ellis. Great grip.
Yeah, Vilma Olsen is threatening to knock her off the podium.
Wow. Wow. So Vilma Olsen missed 202.5 and she's gone up to 210. This is an all or nothing move. But first, Sophia Ellis is coming out to match her best with 237.5.
Bar is loaded. 237.5 kilos, Ellis, Great Britain.
She had a little wobble at the top as well. She looks fierce and determined.
Yeah, 12.5 kilo jump.
No,
Can she lock it out?
I think it dipped anyway.
Sorry, that is no lift for
So,
Ellis at
take another attempt.
242.5 on the bar now. Dana
She'll have
McNeil,
another stab at
USA.
it. It was a little ambitious because 225 wasn't
It
extremely
wasn't-
convincing.
No, you're right. So Dana McNeil's gone up 12.5, 242.5.
Now, in contrast, McNeil's 230 was convincing.
It was so fast.
But a lot changes with 12.5 kilos added. So we'll see.
Now this will put her in the lead
Bars
for the
loaded,
deadlift gold.
242.5 kilos, McNeil, USA.
Temporarily, though.
I think she's going to struggle to move up. I don't know. I think she is challenging Kimberly Walford for the podium.
Now, if she hits this with room to spare and Kimberly misses and Olsen misses, I mean, we got another round. She's in the hunt, put it that way. Mike T and the Americans positioning her well. She needs this deadlift.
And I think she gets it.
Yeah.
Green light, good.
And here's the thing, when it comes to conventional pullers, they can grind. If the fight comes, they can grind. A lot harder to grind the sumo pull. You get wobbling and bobbling at the top.
Open deadlift record attempt.
And next up, we have Jess Bittner going for another world record. This is the open deadlift record.
Records falling like rain.
Now, we got to pay attention here. How easily does Jess move this?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be easy, but how much room does she have? Because she's going to need another 10 kilo if she's going to catch up to Agata at this point.
Now, Agata's only put another 2.5 kilo on, and I think that's right. I think that's all she's capable of, no matter what. But here's Jess for 249, and this is a smart move. The record is currently 247.5, so she could have put 248 on. It was 249 on the bar,
Oh, whoa!
and that was super.
Smokes a world record, Jessica Bittner, and she might have 10 kilo winner.
I think she will. I think Shiko's not got much left.
I tell you what, they're going to load it.
They absolutely are.
On the bar, 200 kilos.
This is going to come down to the very last deadlift.
So in the deadlift race, Bittner is leading from McNeil from Walford.
Wow. You know what? Her intensity must have risen because that moved almost as good as her
It
opener.
really did. So here's the overall with Chitko on 582.5 and Bittner on 572.5, but with way more in the tank.
Yeah.
And Kimberly Walford now quite a way behind, and Dana McNeil challenging for that podium position.
And as we had said, Vilma Olsen also challenging. She missed 202.5, but it looked like it was kind of a speed bobble at the top. Loading up 210 because she wants to pull for the podium. So Kimberly Walford is facing opposition.
Susie Argyle has added 5 kilos to the bar. 200 is not. I think the bar went up and down.
It's a moral victory. She locked it out, but it's probably only that.
Yeah.
Sorry, that is no lift. No
So
lift.
blue card
Blues,
failure there. I think there was a
green
little
lights,
bit of
blue
supporting
cards.
and a little bit of up and
No
down.
lift for Argyle. 207.5 on the bar now.
Yeah,
Joyce
definitely.
Rematon, Philippines.
As you say, moral victory.
Yeah, it passes in the gym for what that's worth.
Don't
Left
forget,
Susanna
sponsors
with
between
a
the bar between
507.5
each
kilo
lift
total.
in the third round of deadlifts.
Joshua Bowden now not having her best day of her career.
Bars loaded, 207.5
She's
kilos.
gone up
Rematon,
5.
the Philippines.
207.5 on the bar.
It will be a personal best if she can hit it. If she could finish her day with a personal best deadlift, her day turns around and it's not so bad after all. It'd also be a personal best total, so keep it all in perspective. Oh, she's determined though. I think she's done it. There it is.
I think she has.
All is well that ends well. Personal best total, personal best deadlift.
So that moves her ahead of Ellis for the moment, but Ellis still gets the opportunity to respond.
This will put her into provisional bronze medal overall.
So next out is Vilma Olsen.
5 lifters to follow. 3 attempts remain to change.
As you say, she had a bit of a
openers.
wobble at the
3
top
attempts
of
to change openers for the men.
202.5, so she's absolutely
Keep it
nothing
rolling,
to
keep it
lose.
rolling. Thank you.
With 210 and an attempt
Bars
to
loaded,
make
210
the
kilos.
overall podium.
Olsen, Sweden.
Oh, wow. She's way more fired up than she was for a second attempt.
Yeah, she's been smiling all the way to the platform up until now.
Yeah, smiles are gone now. It's all business. She's trying to unseat the GOAT for her bronze medal. No small feat.
And it's not moving.
But I tell you what, even though it didn't budge off the ground, that was the proper move to make. You're at the opportunity at the World Championships to unseat the GOAT for a bronze medal. Load up. Why not?
Absolutely.
It is a world junior deadlift record, a world open.
So now, Agashiko is not playing any games. She understands that she's not got much left, so she's going to squeeze out the 2.5 kilos that she believes is there.
Obviously, if she hits this, expect the Canadians to put in an attempt change for Jessica Bittner.
Absolutely. So this is to extend the junior deadlift record, the junior total record, the open total record,
phenomenon from Poland.
and to try and push out just far enough ahead of Jess Bittner to win the classic world title, to go with her open world title in her first year of international competition. Now, I would not like to call whether this will go or not. She's a gutsy lifter, but her second looked close to the edge. Oh, she's got it!
Wow!
What
Agata
a phenomenal lifter.
Wowzers, that might have done it. It might have pushed Jess to the limit. The Canadian team just put in their attempt change as expected. And here we go, all the marbles. Jessica Bittner moving all of her chips to the center of the table.
So you know what Jess is going to have to do now? She's going to have to take the biggest deadlift ever done by a raw woman in the IPF.
And
It was Amanda Lawrence with 260.5 in Halmstad. She's going to have to pull 261.5. Is she going to do it?
Let me tell you, Jessica Bittner, I believe, is Wonder Woman. If anyone could do it, it's her. What a
Now
story.
we have a few minutes to go before we see that. Here's Sophia Ellis, 237.5 on the bar. She's done this before. This will give her the deadlift bronze and move her up 2 places. How much has she got left?
Oh, can she lock it out? She's fighting so hard, but the knees are locked already. She's such a fighter, though. She just
So
refuses
close.
to give.
So very
That's
close.
a shame that is no lift for Ellis.
That leaves Spear with a 512.5 kilo total.
Deadlift bronze.
It's hard to come all this way and
Already locked in.
do your best, but we have a bunch of lifters who are doing just that. 3 deadlifts remain.
Bars loaded, no
And here
more
comes
changes
Kimberly
to
Walford,
openers. Bars loaded, no more changes to openers.
242.5 on the bar.
kilos. Walford, US.
Now,
Virgin
if she hits this, she'll end off with a 242.5 kilo total, and it'll make McNeil load up more than she can handle to try to pull for that bronze.
She's got it moving. Can she lock it?
Did she defend the bronze?
3 white lights, and that is a good lift for Kimberly Walford.
3 white lights, and now will McNeil put in a change attempt? I think they're
Yep,
going for the
it
bronze.
just went in. It just went in.
Wow, this is good action. This is attempt changes, jockeying around for position, and McNeil is going to try to unseat the GOAT on the podium with a monster 252.5 kilo total.
Now this is more than she's done before. She's only done 245 on the podium, on the platform before.
I've seen her do, for what it's worth, a mock meet and hit 250,
Well,
but
this will move her ahead of Jess Bittner in the deadlift race.
Jessica's not worried about that right now, though.
Oh, I know, it's not the big prize.
Yeah.
But this will also put her on the overall podium on the bottom step.
So
So here's Dana McNeil.
we got a deadlift world record here, loading up a deadlift world record for a bronze medal to unseat the GOAT. All of that with one deadlift. Dana McNeil of the U.S. could not be more at stake.
I've not seen this lady lift before, but she is phenomenal.
She's leaving an impression on the crowd today.
It's not going.
You know what? It's still, nonetheless, it was the right move to make. You're at the IPF World Championships. Load up, make history.
In this amazing 76 kilo competition.
So that still gives Dana the silver medal in deadlift, and she's in 4th place overall. Now here we have an attempt at the biggest raw deadlift in the IPF that the IPF has ever seen.
Pride of Canada, Jessica Bittner, defending world champion.
Everything on the line. Deadlift world record, open world record, world title.
It'll be gold or going out on her shield. Jessica Bittner with a world record deadlift loaded.
I believe she can do it.
We all knew it was going to come down to this.
249 looked comfortable. She looks ready.
The biggest deadlift in IPF history in the women's side. The biggest feat. Can she do it? Here she comes.
She has never been challenged this hard. Have we pushed her into doing a feat that no one has ever done before?
Oh, it's going up! She's done it!
She's done it!
Jessica Bittner has got the biggest deadlift in IPF history. 3 white lights defends her title.
That's a deadlift world record, an open world record, the total world record, and she takes the biggest deadlift we've ever seen and the world title.
And still, the reigning world champion, Jessica Bittner of Canada.
I believe you're quite pleased with that, Ryan.
What a sensational battle in the 76 kilo class.
It's not the total world record? Oh, because
Agatha hit it first.
She matched it. She matched. She won because she was lighter on body weight, but Sitko took the record first, so she doesn't take the total world record. I do beg your pardon.
I got a feeling Jessica's just fine with that. But wow, what a battle!
The prizes there.
Whew.
In just 3 rounds of deadlifts, we will crown a new world champion. Who's it
And
gonna
that
be?
lived up. That is a battle that lived up to the hype, and why you can't miss these sessions.
Place your bets.
Jess has never been challenged like that before. To take it on body weight, to have to pull the biggest deadlift we have ever seen,
Loaded in a minute.
just to win on body weight, that's incredible.
And here it is too. She traveled the world, multiple time zone changes, 30 hours to get here, and ends up retaining the title with a 585 kilo total, and the biggest deadlift we've ever seen in the IPF. It's phenomenal.
But I'll tell you what, Agatha cannot be upset with her performance today. She got every kilo that she could possibly get, and she matched with the lifter of a generation, Jess Bittner.
Especially at 20 years old. Now we're moving right along into the 93 kilo class, when we have another sensational battle unfolding. Alseni of Libya, 280 kilo for his opening pull.
Easy.
Yep, nicely done.
Blue white lights, good lead for Fenia, 3:05 on the bar now. Gavin Hayden, US Virgin Islands.
He needs to be careful to keep hold of the bar, though. He needs to keep hold of it all the way to the bottom.
Gavin Aiden, U.S. Virgin Islands, opening with 305 kilos.
Hayden, US Virgin Islands.
He's hit 332.5.
He's having a 4 for 6 kind of day.
Yeah.
Maybe just overextending his third attempt.
And I mean, we say overextending. He was underneath his previous personal best. It's probably a bit of a surprise he wasn't hitting them, but you know, there's a lot of variables that can impact you.
Nice looking opener.
Yeah, that was smooth.
2-1, a good lead, for Hayden.
Wasn't ready for
3-7
lockout.
on the bar. Emil Krastev, Bulgaria.
Looked straight up there, but
Yeah, but it was from the side we can't see, so...
Bars loaded, 310 kilos, Krastev, Bulgaria.
from Bulgaria, Emil Krastev, 310 kilo for his opening dead. I'm going to be honest, I'm still buzzing right here, but I'm trying to calm myself.
It was hard to immediately go into another session with the excitement of the 76s. But you know what? I think this is going to be just as good.
Oh, this will come down to the last deadlift as well. And it will probably also be a world record.
Easy.
2-1, good lift across there. 2-1, good lift. 3:15 on the bar now. Amar Kanani, Algeria.
Amar from Algeria opening with 310 kilos.
These are big openers. You don't have to go back in time very far that this would win you the 93s or the deadlift race in the 93s anyway. And every year the competition gets fiercer, the competitors get stronger.
Three rights.
Good lift for Kanane. 3:17.5 on the bar now. Jonathan Kaiko, USA. Bar is loaded.
Up next,
Kaiko,
returning
USA.
world champion Jonathan Kaiko, 317.5 kilos. Batting a perfect 6 for 6. Not expecting any major troubles here. Oh, wow, that was smooth.
Yeah, that's a great opener.
Yeah, his perfect streak was not going to be threatened there.
Kaiko, 330 on the bar. Gustav Hedlund, Sweden.
Sweden's Gustav Hedlund opening at 330 kilos. If he hits this, he'll already have an 855 kilo total, and that's just 10 kilos shy of his previous personal best total. So we're going to end up with some PR totals from these gentlemen. How far will they go? Only time will tell. But he's in the hunt, not just for a medal, but for the world title. That was smooth.
Nice.
He smiles at
Smiles
the top.
yeah.
Cute little smile like a monster like Gustav Hedlund.
Sasha Strenderbach, Germany.
Gustav has pulled for the win before. See if he's pulling for the gold again. Sasha Strenderbach from Germany, 340 kilos. Strenderbach has broken world records with his deadlift. He's had a bit of an uneven day, missed a couple squats, missed the bench.
It's his world record right now at 373.
I'm expecting Chance Mitchell to take a swing at that at some point.
Germany.
No problem maximizing your time on the platform.
Summoning the deadlift gods.
Deadlift, because you do not have a start position or a start command. Nice.
Good lift.
He had an
Good lift.
uneven
Right, nice.
squat and bench day, but if he has a
352.5
great
now.
deadlift day,
Chance Mitchell.
he can cover some
USA.
ground, maybe go for his own record at some point, but he's got to get there before Chance Mitchell does, because that
Yeah.
record's going for a ride.
Well, it looks like he's going to go out on each round before Chance Mitchell, so he might get a chance to push it up before it's snatched away. But let's see how this one looks.
352.5 kilos by Chance Mitchell. The deadlift demon. He has pulled 383. He's capable of, look, we just saw what Jessica Bittner did, what a big deadlift artist can do. You got to think Chance Mitchell's seen that and said, I'm going to do the exact same in my session.
52.5 kilos, Chance
Stick
Mitchell,
around.
USA.
Will history repeat itself? Only time will tell. But never count out a deadlift artist.
Oh, he wobbled at the top.
That was unexpected.
He knows it.
Sorry,
He
that is
knows.
no
It was
lift,
so
no lift for
fast.
Chance Mitchell, downward movement
That's what
off the
happens on
bar.
sumo. Sometimes, I mean, it doesn't happen conventional like that. But yeah, it was just almost too quick.
We've seen that several times in this
Round
session.
2, first weight on the bar.
So what's he going to do now? He missed his opening squat, still went up, and that was fast.
I think he's still going up. I think he's going
Yeah.
all in. I think he's confident in his deadlift, and he should be, that we can go up. I'll hit my second. It's the third that's going to get a little more dicey. I think he's confident if we go up, I'll still hit.
But look how close the totals are.
Yeah, it's look at Gustav Hedlund neck and neck with Kaiko all over again. Emil Krastev, I told you he was a threat from Bulgaria.
Absolutely.
And then Chance will all of a sudden become right up in there as soon as he gets a deadlift in. We'll keep you updated on the attempt he puts in. I'm guessing they're going up, and they are. 373.5.
373.5.
And I think that's a good move, and I back that move. So, anyways, on the platform now, Alseni from Libya, 300 kilos even. Little unlocked. Yeah, I agree with that.
No lift for failure.
He's leaning back, keeping his knees unlocked.
320 on the bar now. Gavin Aiden,
You'll
US
see.
Virgin Islands.
Opens his knees once he
I
leans
think
back.
it's a problem once you lean that far back. It's hard to keep your knees locked.
Yeah. Gavin Aiden, 320 kilos. He's hit 332.5, but he's not having the best of days.
Bars loaded, 320 kilos. Aiden, US Virgin Islands.
Three or five looked great.
Take your time. Waiting.
Oh, but that's a step too far.
And this is surprising because Gavin has
Yeah.
hit
Sorry, that is
Quite a bit more than this.
Aiden, 327.5 on the bar now. Emil Krastev, Bulgaria.
But he's not having the best day. That's a shocker.
it is very surprising. I'm not sure where Gavin's going to end up, but with a field like this, you'll get shuffled to the back of the deck if you keep missing. Emil Krastev from Bulgaria, 327.5 kilos for his second attempt. This will match his personal best.
Am I right? Am I seeing that right? This will put him in first place. But I guess everyone else still has their
Yeah,
second
there's a
attempt
lot-
to go. Yeah.
Temporarily,
Got a way
but
to go.
let's not fly the Bulgarian flag just yet.
Well, I don't think my heart rate's settled down yet from the female session. No, I'm sitting here doing 110 beats a minute, just watching the deadlifting.
And now you know why I can't sleep at night. Oh, nicely
Nice
done.
and steady.
And that equaled his personal best. He is already going to end up beyond that.
He's got more there. Definitely 5, maybe more.
You know, Emil might end up on the podium. And I told you coming in he was a podium threat despite being nominated 6th.
Bars loaded, 330 kilos, Kanane, Algeria.
He's already at 862.5, and Headland won Europeans with 865. Just to give you context to how good of a day Emil's having. Now Amar from Algeria, 330 on the bar for him. Easy work of it.
Green white lights, good lift
Yep,
for Kanane.
that was a nice second attempt.
335 on the bar now, Jonathan Kaiko, USA. World
Now
Open
this
total
exceeds, excuse me, I'm getting ahead of
record
myself
for
here.
Kaiko with this lift.
Yeah, it'll put him. It breaks the total world record, Jonathan Kaiko, with 335 being loaded for a second attempt. We're only in our second attempt, so there's a lot of lifting left to go. But already, with just the second attempts, his total will end up 873.5, and the previous world record was 873, which is his last year battling Gustav Hedlund.
That's the number he won with.
We're well beyond that tonight, though.
Is it
We're
going
going
to
to end
be,
up well
you
beyond
know?
that. Classic setup of Kaiko. Nicely done.
And it's there.
Little bit of work.
How much more has he
Green white
got?
lights, good lift.
He's never missed, but that was work.
There's always the first time. It depends how hard he's going to be
Next
pushed
round
now.
off, 340 kilos.
He's under pressure like we've never seen him, though. He's never missed, but he's also under more pressure than we've ever seen
But
him.
look what happened when Jess Bittner was under more pressure than she's ever been before. Pushed her into doing the biggest deadlift ever seen in the IPF.
However, Chance Mitchell would raise his hand and say, I'm Jessica Bittner in this story. I guess everybody thinks of Jessica Bittner in this story.
40 kilos,
Gustav Hedlund from Sweden, 340 kilo for his second attempt. Previously hit 345. 352.5 was the winning deadlift last year. Got him just at the thighs. Let's see how 340 moves tonight.
Now this won't move him into first place, even temporarily. This will only put him into second. And it's tough.
That's tough
done
but smooth. Tough but smooth, I would say, if that makes sense.
good lift.
Yeah, but I think he lost it a little bit. I think his hips came up just a tiny bit early.
And that's exactly how we lost the third,
Yep.
pulling for the gold last year. Let's hope it doesn't. Is that foreshadowing? Let's hope not.
I hope not. I'd like to see everyone get their third in.
Sascha Stenderbach from Germany, 360 kilos. The world record in the deadlift is his at 373. If he
now.
hits this, he might attempt to break his own world record in his third.
Well, it depends what Chance Mitchell does.
You're right. And Chance Mitchell is going for 373.5 in his second, so Sascha will have to go to 374 and take the record back.
Bars loaded, 360 kilos. Stenderbach, Germany.
Do the deadlift gods favor him tonight?
I think he's got this.
This will
20
greatly
seconds.
help right the ship. Got a little off track in squats and bench.
He's going to have to do it soon, though. There we go.
Now, one thing I'll say, Sascha pulls conventional. Chance pulls sumo. You've already seen how volatile sumo deadlift can be. There's teetering at the top. Conventional is much more steady and you can grind.
It is, and although that looked good, I'm not sure he's got 375 in him, which he'd need to take the record back if Mitchell gets this time.
373.5 for Chance Mitchell. Missed 352.5, but this should be well within his means. I think it's the appropriate decision to make. He's here for a world title. He hits this. He's within shot.
This will move him into the lead.
Total record, if successful, doesn't currently.
Still a round of deadlifts to go after this.
But you have to be in the lead at some point. It's good to take the lead in the second round because you could force people to fail their third.
And I tell you what, Chance has a monster deadlift. He's going to be able to pull last. If he takes the lead, he then has the opportunity to see exactly what he needs to load a bar to retain the lead. It's a very favorable situation and not the same situation that happened at the American Nationals when he faced Keiko last time. This will be completely different. Let's see how it turns out.
Here we go. Deadlift record, total record, and first place all on the line. He has nothing on the board. This will give him everything.
And it looks like Chance Mitchell has taken the lead. Chance Mitchell is now in the lead in pole position. When the biggest deadlifter of the field takes pole position like that, this is trouble.
This is the fight we wanted.
This is everything we ever wanted and more.
He's 5 kilos ahead of Keiko going into the third round of deadlifts. But I could see some big attempts. Gustav Edlund, he's put 360 on to try and come past.
Here we go again. We've seen this before.
And Krastev is only 2.5 kilos behind Hedlund.
This might be the best session of the IPF Worlds, and that is saying a lot when you remember when you remember the 57s.
The 47s, the
40s.
52s.
Yeah, but this session with 76s and 83s, my goodness, we are in for a treat tonight. Alseni, 300 kilos, even missed it on his second. Is his knees? Nope.
Oh, he's not quite.
Moral victory, his knees look locked though. He's making corrections.
Gavin Aiden, US Virgin Islands.
And
potential overall bronze, but
Gavin Aiden missed 320, hitting 335 and a half. And the reason why he doesn't want to leave here without a medal, this will pull him onto the podium, if temporarily. And if he had that conversation with Rory Lynch, who's handling him, listen, Rory, load up what I need to put me in position for a medal.
Well, he took the silver in squat, he took the bronze in bench. He's not going home empty-handed, but of course the big prize is always the overall.
Bars loaded, 335 kilos. Gavin Aiden, US Virgin Islands.
He'll end off.
Is a big ask. 320 did not go.
A little more intensity, and he knows what's on the line. Oh, it's better. Oh, I think he might have done it. If he gets the down command.
Let's see those lights.
Nicely done, young man.
I
Wow.
would not have given him a chance at that.
What a gutsy kid. Misses his second, loads up for his third for that bronze. Gavin Aiden finishes his day. There's still more lifters left to go. Can he get knocked off the podium?
He absolutely can.
With the deadlifters like this. However, it's good that when you're missing lifts like that, to finish the day on a positive note, he's going to feel better. He left it all on the platform.
But the people that have the opportunity to push him down are Hedlund and Stenderbach. But Stenderback's asked for 385. I think that's a placeholder. I think that's ambitious.
Yeah. Amar from Algeria, 342.5 kilo for his third and final pull. This will move him from 7th to 6th overall. Possible bronze, but
not locked, I
for the
don't
deadlift.
think. No.
Sorry, no lift, 2 to 1.
I'd agree with that.
342.5
Just a bit soft.
Emil Krastev, Bulgaria. Provisional deadlift.
You can see his
provisional
knees
overall
are
silver with 4
Couldn't
lifters
knock it
to
out.
follow. The lifter from Bulgaria.
Now, Emil Krastev from Bulgaria will attempt 342.5 kilos. This will move him from 5th place to 2nd place. 4 more deadlifters left.
Bars loaded, 342.5
A temporary
kilos.
silver medal. End off with an 877.5 kilo total, which is much bigger than anything he's ever hit before.
It will also push Aiden off the podium. This would have been, if he gets this, it would have been a total world record about 10 minutes ago.
Nicely done. What a
Wow.
great day by Emil.
Superb.
That is a huge 877.5 by Emil. 30 kilo PR on his total and pulls himself, if temporarily, into silver medal position.
No, I really feel for Gavin Aiden because his third pull for the overall bronze was a really gutsy move, and I didn't think he had a chance of it,
Yeah,
and he
same.
absolutely did it. So I think it's a shame that's pushed him down, but the quality of lifting in this session today is just incredible.
The heart on that kid, Gavin, to miss 320, come back with 335, more than he's ever pulled in his life. It shows heart and determination. He'll be back. But first, Gustav Hedlund, 350 kilos loaded. This will pull him from 5th to 3rd. He wants that bronze medal.
He's no longer fighting for first place. He's just trying to get onto the podium.
He'll finish with an 875 kilo total. He's not trying to take over a mil. Nor Chance Mitchell. Oh, just a little too much today.
No lift ahead.
That's a big surprise,
350
actually.
remains on the bar. Jonathan Kaiko.
Leaves him in 5th place for the minute.
Provisional
Stenderback
deadlift
still has the
bronze,
chance to
provisional
come past.
world title, and this will extend his world open
Yeah, Gustav
total
was having a
record.
phenomenal
It's
day,
successful.
and then the wheels kind of fell off here in the deadlift event.
350
But he
on the
actually has a
bar.
10%
Jonathan
success rate on
Kaiko,
thirds for deadlift.
USA,
I remember
world
Rory Lynch
open
telling me
total
that.
record
And
attempt.
Jonathan
The bar
Kaiko of the
is
US,
350
350 kilos being loaded.
World open total record.
If he gets this, it's an 888.5 kilo total. Puts him in first place.
But he's not safe.
He's definitely not safe. Can he regain the lead on Chance Mitchell and then force Mitchell to load up the bar with more than he can handle when he pulls for the win? Kaiko has not missed a lift in 3 years. Not at the national level, not at the world level, all the battles. Can he keep the streak? It's the biggest deadlift of his life.
15 seconds.
Oh, he's fighting for it.
It's not
Wow,
going,
what
though.
a fight,
It's
though.
not going.
Oh, no. And for the first time in a long time, Jonathan Kaiko finally missed the lift, but he goes out on his shield like a champion should. The heart on that man, long after it looked like that bar was not going to move, he kept fighting for it.
This is a world open deadlift
So he's
record.
guaranteed the bronze medal. But the bronze medal in overall, that's a shocker.
That's how tight this is.
deadlift
And
record.
Sasha
Goes
Stenderbach
right.
with a deadlift world record attempt, 374 kilo. We had thought that was probably going to be his third attempt. It might be ambitious the way 360 moved. Let's see what he does. It'll move him from second to first in deadlift, obviously, and keep him in 6 overall.
But of course, the big news is Chance Mitchell,
Chance Mitchell.
world champion.
Yeah, I mean, he took the lead on the second, expertly done in terms of handling. They got everything they needed out of him.
You have to get ahead first and then hope that everyone else is going to fail the third.
Can you believe it? What a story. Chance Mitchell solidifying the title like that.
And Kresta, Bulgaria, pushing Keiko down to third place. But here's Stenderbach for the world record.
Potential deadlift gold with only Mitchell to follow. "40 seconds.
This won't affect his overall rank, but he wants his world record back and he'd like the deadlift gold.
"20 seconds. 15.
No,
So step too far. He had to try it. There was nothing to lose.
No live.
he had a feeling now. Chance Mitchell essentially doing a victory lap with a 383.5 kilo deadlift.
Already has deadlift gold.
Already your world champion. Already the world record in deadlift, and he's just trying to further kick that down, and already the world record total.
Yep.
So he's got it all.
He's only second to Taylor Atwood in the best lifter race as well at this point. Will this move him ahead? Will this move him ahead?
I can't do
Taylor
that.
Atwood.
I can't do that math. Maybe this is
I
going to
think
take
it will.
best lifter.
I think it will.
South Africa and the IPF World Open Classic Powerlifting
I mean,
Championships
it's not over yet.
2022.
The competition still has a couple of days to run.
Yeah, doing the points though, the gentlemen in the other weight classes aren't threats to Atwood and Mitchell in terms of points. So I think, I mean, if anyone's going to overtake Atwood, it's going to be Mitchell.
If he gets thirsty, he'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what this is for.
And this is the quality of this session, because in the best lifter race now, we have Chance Mitchell in second, Emil Krestev in third, Keiko in fourth, Aiden in fifth, Headland in sixth. This entire class has just popped straight into the best lifter table.
Here he comes. The deadlift demon has arrived.
World deadlift record, world total record. He is already the world champion.
Oh, his knees locked a little early. All's well that ends well. Take a bow, young man. Your 2022 93 kilo world champion from the USA, Chance Mitchell, greeted on the sidelines by Emil Krestev.
I hope it's a short break while we get the ladies and gentlemen into their tracksuits and looking gorgeous.
That was
for the
absolutely
medal ceremony
phenomenal.
of the
I
podium.
didn't think the men's session could match the women's session, but they really did. They gave us excitement. The positions changed. I mean, Chance Mitchell had us on the edge of our seats, failing his first deadlift, going up and going straight into first place.
Yeah, it was. This is a session that's going to rob me of my sleep tonight, but it's well worth it. That's fine. I'm going to remember this for years to come. Such dramatic turnarounds here where Keiko, undefeated after all this time, finally loses to the old adversary who he had defeated several times previous, Chance Mitchell, and then Jessica Bittner as well, pulling for the biggest deadlift we've ever seen in IPF history and getting the win. What a phenomenal session. Could not be happier with the outcome. There's a look at the 1, 2, 3, obviously Chance. Emil from Bulgaria taking the silver.
1 kilo behind. 1 kilo.
It was close. And Jonathan Keiko finishing with the bronze. Gavin in fourth. Gustav Hedlund in fifth.
Followed by the gentlemen.
And that will conclude our session. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. The medal ceremony will be up, and it's probably going to be emotional.
Participation medals presented by Mr. Gaston Parage, IBF President. Come on, don't leave Kimberly hanging. And it is time to present the medals, first of all for the individual lifts. So first of all, squat in bronze medal position with 207.5 kilos from Iceland, Lucy Stefanikova. Is Lucy here? Here she is. Taking the silver medal with 210 kilos from Sweden, Vilma Olsson. And squat gold with 218.5 kilos from Canada, Jess Bittner. Well done, ladies. Great job, thank you. Everyone got the photos? Yes, thank you. Right, and now bench press. In bronze medal position with 117.5 from Great Britain, Sophia Ellis. Silver medal, also with 117.5 kilos from Sweden, Vilma Olsson. And bench press gold with 145 kilos. 145 kilos from Poland, Agata Szydko. No one had ever broken that record before, and she broke it twice and nearly broke it a third time. Well done, ladies. Thank you. And now to deadlifts. I think we all know how this one went. In bronze medal position with 242.5 kilos from the US Virgin Islands, Kimberly Walford. Taking the silver medal, also with 242.5 kilos from the USA, Dana McNeil. And deadlift gold, and what a deadlift, a new world record, 261.5 kilos from Canada, Jess Bittner. And that was the biggest deadlift ever done in the IPF by a lady. Worth mentioning. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. And it is now time to crown the new world champion and give the overall medals. And it went on body weight. In bronze medal position with 542.5 kilos from the US Virgin Islands, Kimberly Walford. Taking the silver medal with 585 kilos from Poland, Agata Szydko. And your new 76 kilo world champion with 585 kilos from Canada, Jess Bittner. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Canada. Great job, ladies. Absolute pleasure to watch. Thank you. And if you will now join your fellow competitors back in line. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these fantastic ladies a round of applause as they follow the technical controller off the platform. hopefully the 93 kilo men are in their tracksuits as well. Mr. Technical Controller, can you round them up, please? Come on guys, in your tracksuits, line up behind the technical controller. "93 kilo men in your tracksuits, please." We good? 2 minutes. Time waits for no man apparently, but we're waiting for 8 of them. Participation medals presented by Heather Layton and Robert Keller. Thank you, gentlemen. Right, it is time to present the medals, first of all, for the individual lifts. Squat first, in bronze medal position, with 317.5 kilos from Sweden, Gustav Hedlund. Taking squat silver from US Virgin Islands, with 320 kilos, Gavin Aiden. And squat gold with 322.5 kilos from Algeria, Amar Kanani. And now to bench press. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. So bench press in bronze medal position with 210 kilos from the US Virgin Islands, Gavin Aiden. Bench press silver with 227.5 kilos from Bulgaria, Emil Krastev. And bench press gold with a new world record of 238.5 kilos from the USA, Jonathan Kaiko. Great job, guys. Fantastic work, thank you. Everyone got the photos? Yeah, thank you. And now to deadlifts. In bronze medal position with 342.5 kilos from Bulgaria, Emil Krastev. Deadlift silver with 360 kilos from Germany, Sascha Stenderbach. And deadlift gold with a new world record, 373.5 kilos from the USA, Chance Mitchell. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And now it is time to crown the new world champion and present the medals for overall. In bronze medal position with 873.5 for the USA, Jonathan Kaiko. Silver medal overall with 877.5 kilos from Bulgaria, Emil Krastev. Look at that, there was 1 kilo in it. Your new 93 kilo world champion with 878.5 kilos from the United States of America, Chance Mitchell! Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of the United States of America. Great job, guys. Really close battle. Really, really good fight. An absolute pleasure. Thank you, gentlemen. If you will join your fellow competitors back in the line. And ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these fine gentlemen a round of applause as they follow the technical controller from the platform.